Hello, hello, hello. How are we all doing? How are we feeling? And what is going on? Oh, it is the WardiTV October Group C. We're going to be kicking off in a few moments with MaNa, Shameless, a little bit of PvP to start the day off. And we'll just go from there and see what happens and see what takes place and all the rest of it. So, getting a lot of that coming through. Looking forward to getting some stuff done. It should be a bundle of fun. Very excited to see what we can get up and running. I'm just fixing up my goals and getting them reset for the day, so we will do exactly that. And then we'll get ready, and we're just waiting on vetoes, basically. Shameless and MaNa to veto up, and we can get going. Hello, Wardy and Ellie. No Ellie today, unfortunately, guys. She has gone out with Helen, so she will. Well, she might make an appearance later. She might make an appearance when she gets back home, but for now, Ellie is Ellie's skipping out on the stream. Typical Sunday slacker, you know. She's like this all the time, you know. She's always taking the day off. Unbelievable, isn't it? You know, remember when she first came to work with us here at WardiTV, and she was here all the time. She was always there. She wanted to be part of the stream. Nowadays, any excuse to get out of the building. Alright, just waiting for Shameless to kick us off. It is MaNa Shameless to start. Yes, it is. So give us a couple seconds. Shameless is AFK. So let me just poke him a couple places. And we can get ready to go. She lost her passion. Or she just found her passion for food, I think is what happened. And she just realized that if she comes here and she has food, great. And she's going to try and train me to only ever have food so that she can, you know, so that I always make her come here. It's a very awkward scenario, though, for sure. It's, yeah, because I can't just feed her all the time. She doesn't understand this, but she thinks I'm just being mean. But I can't, in fact, just feed her the entire time, so... It's tough, it's tough. Some videos coming through, guys. And we'll get ready to go Shameless versus MaNa PvP in just a handful of moments. There'll be 6 best of 3s, and that's about it today. Maybe we'll do something fun at the end if it's quick, but most likely just the 6 best of 3s. And we'll go from there and see what the day gives us. Yeah, looking forward to it. It's been an exciting morning for me. We got an extra hour, and you know what you should do whenever you get an extra hour in your life? Well, I don't know if this is accurate, but like what I apparently do when I have an extra hour with my life is I apparently decide to create StarCraft 2 tournaments. Oh no, have I showed it? Oh, well, you know what? I'll just show it on screen actually. Hang on, give me a sec. I'll just bring it on screen. So obviously, clearly in my free time, I think to myself, well, actually, I'll tell you what actually happened. What actually happened was that I was like, man, I'm going to try and make this a better format than what it was last time and a bit simpler and stuff, right? So let me just save this, and I'm going to bring up on screen the bracket I came up with, right? Are you guys ready for this? Isn't it beautiful? Yeah. So I maybe got carried away and made a format that was not in fact that simple, but instead it was actually just, you know, a little bit of like, you know, mad scientist writing. And I went to Liquipedia and I was like, hey, Liquipedia guys, how you doing? You're gonna hate me today because I've come up with a format. And they were like, oh no. Well, actually, I thought they'd be like, oh no, but instead, they were like, instead of being like, oh no, within 2 minutes, they made this. Nope, that's the they made exactly what I made. They made this. I was like, what? That's exactly what I wrote down. Only in more legible kind of formatting. I was like, this is crazy. This is wild. So and just like that, a bracket for our WardiTV 2025 championship was made. How very exciting. Yes, it's been a fun morning because not only have I been working on the format and actually we just straight up announced it. I got so far along, I was like, screw it. I'm just going to put the extra work in, speed through the next 20 minutes and get this thing up on TL already. And we did. And so we have this morning announced the 3,500 WardiTV Korean Royale in making its return for season 4 after it's been on hiatus for the last few well, since last year, basically. It's been a while since we had Korean Royale, actually. So Korean Royale is back for Season 4, $3,500 prize pool. You guys remember when I said, oh, I'm going to try and make the prize pool a bit smaller? I was typing in the numbers. I was like, oh, that doesn't feel fair. I feel like they should get more money. So we ended up at $3,500. So $3,500 WardiTV Korean Royale. And then we also announced the $5,000 plus WardiTV 2025 Championship. We will be taking all donations during the 2025 Championship from all the group stage and playoff days, and we will be trying to raise that prize pool. Our goal would be to double the prize pool to $10,000, because we tried to crowdfund it for it early in the year. It didn't go so great, so I wasn't really able to make this as big as it was, plus the stream has been a bit off this year, but we're definitely back on track. So we're going to try and see what we can do and raise some money and try and double up the prize money for everyone participating in the WardiTV 2025 Championship. So that's what's going on. That's what's happening. A couple of big events announced. Like I say, exciting because the Korean Royale will also be the last chance for players to directly get their seed into the 2025 Championship as well, which is obviously very cool. And let's get ready to jump into our next match. So, let's get into some StarCraft 2, guys. Like I said, it's been a busy morning. Loads of StarCraft 2 going on. And we are ready for some games. Shameless in the top right, MaNa in the bottom left. It's PvP to start us off, but I'm genuinely excited just to sit back, relax, and enjoy some games of StarCraft 2 today. I'm excited because we've announced a couple of tournaments. Things are looking good. The stream is up. Numbers are good. It's just a good time. Alright, little probie coming across the map as we head toward the upper right-hand side. The simulator's coming online, gateway's coming online. We get settled into this opening game of PvP. Only the Vikings went terrible, today would be perfect. Yeah, I mean, the Vikings have really gone downhill. I don't know what to say. It's been rough. You know, it's actually kind of brutal because it's like I literally was there the last time the Vikings won, you know, and honestly that was probably, well, I mean, they could have probably won last week, no, but yeah, they were pretty miserable on Thursday. It's going to be an interesting rest of the season for Vikings. Oh, Helen even had a Vikings hat on today in commiseration, I think. Alrighty, anyways, some probies moving around. We get set up. How's everyone doing in chat? Let me know what's up. It's Sunday. We got a lot of chatty people on the Sunday. Let me know how you guys are doing. We've got Sinsor on the YouTube, early evening, Wardy Doggo, and the chat. Love to see you. Thank you so much for dropping by. And let me know what's up, guys. Let me know how we're all feeling. Let me know if you've been playing some StarCraft or what you've been doing. Happy to hear from you. For a moment, you thought in-game Vikings? I mean, I presume we're talking about, you know, NFL Vikings, because like it made sense, and I don't think Vikings are terrible in StarCraft 2, but yeah, that would have been good, wouldn't it? Someone's just like, man, the Vikings suck right now. I'm just like, NFL round. Obviously, it's NFL day, so my brain is just like ready to go on NFL. I have like 7 decisions to make in fantasy, because somehow I've got like a bunch of I've got my entire bench and half my team is basically just fringe players, and I'm just like, which of these guys is gonna randomly pop and which of them is just gonna suck doo-doo? I can't tell. And half all my main players are on bye this week. It's gonna be a miserable day. So it's gonna be it's definitely gonna be a thing today for sure, as Palmy gets DC early. Rough. A little bit rough for him. Unfortunate. Bring back Goliaths. I don't even remember the Goliath. Is that bad? I just don't even remember. It's crazy. First, there's a couple Stalkers pinging up out of the pylon and getting some damage done in the early moments, so we get some work done there. So just take a few moments and wait to see what will happen. Immortal in the Sentry coming about. And yeah, yeah, a chance to see what we get up to over these next few moments here. Getting ready to roll. You can see the Immortal and the Warp Gate coming about. It's getting set up for a few moments. Gonna have ourselves the Robo Facility and the Prism on the way. Just gonna see the couple gates coming by as well. Just gonna see the Sentries and the Immortal continue to come through. And again, that Stalker and the Prism coming up. A couple Stalkers gonna go pinging in at the couple of probes for a few moments as well. So we take a chance to get a bit more work done on that one. And yeah, just trying to find, like I say, some early damage, get something rolling. A couple Stalkers here to zone. This is 4 probes going down by Shameless, and he's gonna have a successful start to this game. So not a bad little opening there. It's going to be seeing a couple of units still moving around. The Immortal about to finish on the side of Shameless. As we are going to see Shameless starting to step forward a little bit. A couple of hits coming through, looking to get some damage done. Going to get a KO right there. The Prism still flying up overhead. More Warpins coming through right now. And we just have one more Warpins. I mean, can Shameless break through this? He's obviously one basing. He's pretty committed. The battery has still got a bit of energy left on it as well. We get rid of the Prism. That gets rid of a lot of the micro potential. However, new Immortal shows up from the top side, and that's going to make it a little tougher for MaNa until his own extra Immortal shows up as well. And that's going to make life a whole lot easier. As you're going to see those Stalkers going down. And I think MaNa has got himself a comfortable hold here. Having the Prism killed off is just massive. It really removes so much of your micro potential, so much of your opportunity to kind of keep things going a lot of the time as well, as the 2 Adepts in the main base are going to be a bit annoying. The thing is, any worker damage you take here as MaNa, as long as you're within the vicinity of your opponents, you're going to be okay, because you're still 2 bases to 1. You can build probes twice as quickly, so he's absolutely fine as long as the general consensus here from MaNa is that he has indeed held. And so far, he's definitely on track to have held, basically. A couple more Stalkers warping in. We are going to see MaNa actually going to go hunting for the Prism here, or for the Robo, I should say. Going to try and make a play onto it, and just force a couple of drops, force a bit of defensive moving. He is on his way, just still producing Immortals behind this as well. He's about to be supply blocked though, so MaNa needs to get out of that. Adds a battery right now, but yeah, Pylon may be important. What is fun though is that because of this Prism, he's actually stopping Shameless from being able to attack forward, because he has to protect his Pylon, right? Unless he wants to give up the Robo. I think he's probably going to look at this as like, there's just no way I can realistically give up the Robo and be okay, because I still need more units. MaNa can also threaten towards the main base as well, which will be interesting. That's going to be a slow warp in. We come straight back again. Again, just being super annoying with these Immortals. He's actually going to get the Pylon now as well. The Prism goes into warping mode now. That keeps it active. We were just finishing an Observer, which I imagine means that we're pretty much on our last-ditch effort here. Oh no! One of the Immortals rallied forward and gets caught on its own. A mistake from Shameless. And MaNa going to depower the 2 gateways and then probably recall home with this Prism and the Immortals and just get ready to play the defense. Looks like we're going to hop into the main base from Shameless, which is not a bad move, but with the Prism back at home, we can micro around that as well. The Adepts can shade, the Immortals can jump over, so things are going to get involved in this fight at the end of the day. And you can just see that the numbers truly are not there for Shameless. He's going to try a warp in with the 1 single gate still powered up, but it's just not realistic at this point in time. And we are going to be seeing MaNa with a comfortable hold in the first game of the day. This is a very fun group, by the way. This is a very fun group. I said this yesterday when we wrapped up the stream. Today does not have that kind of superstar kind of, you know, the superstar kind of like, oh my god, the Titans are taking each other on or anything. Like, it doesn't have that kind of day to it, but what it does have is, it's, to me, a very open opportunity for a bunch of players who may not typically make playoffs to have a real good shot at the playoffs. I mean, yeah, Solo's going to be our absolute favorite in this group. There's no doubt about that. But between Shameless, MaNa, and Yakov, I would not like to have to pick a second-place finisher. Like, Yakov's looked really good lately. MaNa has looked very good lately. Shameless continuously impresses. I think Shameless was looking a bit better a month ago or so, maybe. But, like, even still, like, recent history has had him looking decent. So you gotta kind of look at it and say, like, man, like, I kind of like this. I kind of like this completely and totally. So, yeah, very cool. Ready, GLHF. Go GLHF. And we will be ready to rumble into our next game, which is going to be game number 2 on ley lines. I'm going to go for no ads right now and just see if the PvP screws us over or not. So, let's see. The disbalance between groups B and D is huge. Crazy difference in skill. What's in group D? Beyond Mixu, Geralt, and Nicorakt. Yeah, tomorrow has the same vibe. And B was Rogue, Spirit, Q, and Christiana. Look, I can't help it when half the players show up and they tell me they want to play a certain day. Like, I can't fix that, you know? This week, a lot of Group D was very difficult to fill. Group A and B were super popular. Everyone wanted to play on day 1 or day 2. So, yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that's just kind of how it goes. Like, you know, we do in these tournaments prioritize players. Like, obviously, I do try and balance it out. Like, you know, if Hero tells me he can play Group A and B, and Clem tells me he could play Group A and B, I'm going to try and put them in different groups, you know? But at the end of the day, like, I can't help it when the players tell me their availability, and yeah, Group D is going to be a weaker group, but it's super competitive, which is still very fun as well. Like, yeah, Björn might have a good day tomorrow, but the second place for that group is also going to be pretty out there, and pretty crazy, and pretty, you know, competitive as well. I bet Geralt is smiling. Geralt was like, oh, I really, really want Group A, but if not, I can try and make Group D work, and I was like, Group A was so popular, and I was just like, oh, Group A is really tough, but I will try. I bet Geralt looks at Group A, and then looks at Group D, and he's like, you know what, I'm kind of okay with Group D, you know what, I'll make Group D work, you know? And number 2 of this best of 3 here on Lane Lines. Wardy FU for Monopoly all SC2. Yes, I have monopolied all SC2. Yep. I am pass and go every single day, and in my 200 bucks, I have truly monopolied SC2. Thank you for taking the time to come out and just comment. It means a lot. I don't know what monopolying SC2 really does for me, but yeah. I don't know how you can monopoly SC2 actually. But, you know, it is quite literally, like, you know, anyone is welcome to run events and stuff, like, don't know what you want me to tell you. Uncle and Wolfgate coming through. Next is coming about as we get settled in. Just going to be seeing a couple of adepts coming online. As he just gets settled down, looking to see what's going on. Frank Duckland's literally streaming their own thing right now. Yeah, this is what I mean. Like, this is such a silly statement. Like, how can I have the monopoly on SC2? I just run tournaments, man. Like, you know, quite frequently people run tournaments over mine, and I have to skip around and reschedule things, and sometimes I run tournaments over other people in a sense because I also just need to work. That's the, it's actually kind of funny because someone got really mad at me recently. Someone sent me a message and they were really mad. They're like, hey, they were like, don't you realize I have an event on this day? I'm like, yeah, I understand you have an event on that day, but like, I can't just not work. Like, you know, like, I don't run a StarCraft 2 event. I'm not trying to screw your event over, but like, I can't just not work on one of the better days of the week for me. Like, yeah, it's not going to be as good for me because you're live too, but like, what do you want me to do? Just like, do you want me to just not work? Like, you know, I'm at this point where I gotta stream as much as I can. I got bills to pay, you know? And if it's financially viable for me to, you know, put on a cup or something on the same day as something else because it allows me to stream and generate revenue, like, I can't just say no to that stuff, no? Like, someone got really mad at me for this lately, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, like, people run over stuff all the time. Like, it's not like I'm running over and I'm like, hey, he's got these 3 players playing, let's invite all 3 of these players and make his life miserable, you know? It's like my regular stream time. Like, it's just work, no? Well, Depth's coming about, a couple Stalkers gonna get shot at, a few probes going down. As we get ready to rumble. Roddy said something about a big event coming in November. Yeah, I've got no idea about anything coming in November, mate. I mean, unless Roddy had the insider info on the Korean Royale. No, I've got no clue, honestly. Maybe he was relating to the Chinese event, but I don't actually know. Is it true you bought a whole house via streaming revenues? I mean, I do have a house, yes. I also have a mortgage. It's not like I bought the house straight up. You know, it's, you know, streaming is my job. It does pay me, you know. I know what you guys are thinking. Wardy, don't you put 100% of everything into StarCraft 2 tournaments? Yeah, I see 2 people already unsubscribed, and they're like, wait, you mean some of my subscription might not all go to prize pool? It might go into Wardy living and eating? But yeah, I do get paid, so, like, believe it or not, yes. I probably made the money for the house from streaming because I don't know how else you think I made it. Like, this is my job. This is my job. Oh, so MaNa's job is apparently just win this series 2-0. I got real distracted on this one. GG's. MaNa 2-0. What a convincing start from him. Very nicely done. You can't remember which tournament it was, but there was one where they put that time exactly on the WardiTV Monday time, and they were like, "You move your Monday tournament to another day." Yeah, it was like the Leo Cup or something. No bad blood. This is why I named them, because it's not a bad thing. They just put it up. I was like, "Oh, is there no way?" Because it's like, it's really sad to clash. And he was like, "Oh, can't you move?" And I'm like, "No, I do this every Monday." I'm like, "You know this. You cast this tournament every week." I was like, "This makes no sense." It's whatever. Like, some, you know, tournaments clash. Like, you know, I can still be annoyed at it, right? Like, I can still be like, you know, frustrated or something if, like, you know, the day's not as good because it clashes. But, like, it's not like people are out every week, like, targeting events or stuff, right? Yeah. Alright, guys. It's going to be Yakov Shameless in our next matchup here. Just waiting for Shameless to relog, I think. And we'll get ready to go into some PvZ for our second round action here. So, are we doing all of Shameless's matches first? Yes, it's going to be Shameless Yakov and then Shameless versus Solar. Perfect. Alright, we'll get Shameless versus Yakov on the way then. Get ready to roll. Perfect. Just watch what Cyril said. What Cyril said, I have the monopoly on StarCraft. I'm sure Cyril's out here calling out WardiTV tournaments. He's probably salty he doesn't get invited. Yeah, that's totally it. That's just nonsense, no? Like, it's crazy how I just catch all the random strays. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but like, I'm out here catching strays in my chat, and people are just like, "I'm so sorry I put money into the tournament today, guys." What do you want me to do? Like, there's not even like I even let other people stream my tournaments. Like, brain melting, man. As of since I'll see you later, buddy. Thanks for dropping by a little bit. Having to do adult stuff. I know. Oops. As the SC2 Monopoly Commissioner, I order you to go to jail for 1 round. Okay. I've been jailed for 1 round. What does that mean? What's the 1 round count of? Like, I just don't have to stream next week? Ay. I mean, it is kind of fresh to just have a straight up hater, though. It's like, I actually dislike you running tournaments. Whereas usually people like, I really appreciate what Wardy does for StarCraft, and they use that quotation to then to basically permit themselves to shit on me. But, like, I really like what Wardy does for StarCraft too. But my god, the last time I watched him cast, he was so boring. He was like 8.5 hours into his stream, and it sounded like he couldn't even care anymore. Like, he only yelled about half of the game. I want my game yelled about from start to finish. Have you guys even seen them when they cast the EWC Grand Finals? They never stop. People are crazy, man. How much are we taking away from players to buy Pokemon packs? Yo, I explained this yesterday. We're now buying Pokemon packs because it's the best way to invest into StarCraft. We buy Pokemon packs, we wait, we sell Pokemon packs, boom, 3 times the revenue to run tournaments with. You're memeing on the Monopoly. No, I know you're memeing. You're good. I'm also memeing on the Monopoly comment earlier as well. I just love that the same guy comes back and is like, just watch what Cyril said. Like where? What did Cyril say? Cyril, I don't think Cyril said anything. It doesn't seem like the kind of thing Cyril would do. I'm waiting for the receipts here, you know. Waiting for their receipts. Never talking any chats, but know that you appreciate me. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You can lurk as much as you want. Lurking still counts as views, you know. At least I don't let one random chat comment derail you for about 20 minutes. No, I definitely do that. Well, okay. Okay, we do that a lot, but like in good ways too, right? Like sometimes someone brings up an interesting topic, and then I just ramble for like 5 minutes. We sometimes get derailed. Usually I get most derailed when multiple people are saying dumb stuff about balance. And I'm just like, I just can't, like, they're like feeding off of each other. Like, one guy says something silly, so the next guy's like, oh my god, it's someone as dumb as me. And they're like, did you guys see Protoss does nothing now? Question mark. I've not seen a Protoss win a major event in yet. No, GSL doesn't get, no, Classic getting to the finals at EWC doesn't count. If he can't 5-0 Cyril freely, it shouldn't count as anything. Protoss is unplayable, yeah. Okay, why? I'm getting myself wound up already. I need to just stop. Literally get myself wound up off a comment that wasn't... I'm making things up to be angry about. You wish the moderation of this channel was as harsh as people say it is? Yeah, that's a classic as well. I got banned for nothing! Meanwhile, they balance whined for like the last hour and a half. Amazing. Sorry guys, I'm just rambling. I'm not actually ranting or angry or anything. Just miming along as we get some games set up. Yakov Shameless going to be our second match of the day. You get all of your SCG2 games from me. Keep it up. You subscribe via Prime and you hope that helps. Hell yeah, it does. Subscribing via Prime helps a lot. And Prime subs, they add up. We hit 700 subs yesterday, guys. Wasn't that crazy? Like, we've not been at 700 subs for a hot second, so... Yeah, I appreciate the support yesterday. Appreciate you guys coming in every day. Feeling good, like, honestly, like... I don't know if you guys can tell, but I felt a lot more energetic and a lot more good about streaming recently because the stream has honestly just been going well, and there is an absolute direct correlation of the stream going well versus me feeling good when I'm streaming versus, you know, to me then obviously streaming or casting a bit better and just being more entertaining. Because there's a lot of the times where it's like you're right now, it's been a couple of weeks, the viewership is down, you know, the sub count is just going downwards, you can't do anything about it, and it just feels you can't do anything right. But when you get on a good roll with streaming, it's so good because, like, you know, it makes you feel positive, it makes you feel good, and then it feels like everything is worth doing, and so then you come in with more energy, and that makes people like you more, and then people like it, and so they, you know, they don't complain about you on Reddit, instead they just support, and it's just like a nice loop. So we're in that vibe right now. I'm going to try and roll it out till the end of the year. Next 2 months, we're going to keep it going all the way through December, okay? That's the plan. You almost got banned by Reynold? Ay. Like, that guy's the most corrupt moderator, we have to be fair. Yeah, Reynold's been known to being a corrupt moderator for a long time. It's tough. I'd take his moderator rights away. I probably have. Oh, I don't know. I think he needed mod one time to ban someone being stupid, and it seemed reasonable to me, so I gave it to him. Yeah. Alright, Hachi Gas and Pool, all on the way through. Nexus and the Cyber Core coming up. We take a couple moments to settle down in this PvZ. Big matchup here. Shameless loses this. He's got solo left to play against. It's obviously going to be looking pretty dire for him there. So, yeah, this is kind of a must-win for Shameless already, probably. And then for Yakov, if he wins this, he's really in the mix in this group, you know? He's got MaNa left to play. That's probably going to be a big matchup. Him versus Solar is likely going to, you know, have some chance. There's this DVZ. There's some possibility there as well. I was going to see a couple of units moving around, then the Adept coming up, and we get ready for Rumble. Why do you think the Overseer ability Contaminate isn't used more? Contaminate's just expensive. Like, it actually takes a lot of energy. So a lot of the time you're using your energy to scout with change engines and stuff as well. It's very difficult to get like a high enough energy Overseer into position to contaminate, and there's a very like mild line of when it's useful, right? Like, you know, you do see Contaminates being used in a useful manner, but I think it's just a combination of the opportunity is not there a lot versus the output of it being meaningful just isn't there a lot either. You know, there's a very, like, in that mid-game is pretty much when it's most impactful, but you can't do it too early in the mid-game because you need the energy on the Overseer. Later on in the mid-game, it's less impactful because you're, you know, the further in the game you are, slowing something down probably means less, right? And also, there's a lot more going on, so it's hard to pinpoint the one thing you should slow down to take an advantage, the deeper you get as well. So, I think Contaminate actually gets used a fair amount. It just doesn't... It feels like you should use it more, but there's probably only like 2 to 3 minutes in each game where like Contaminate is truly impactful. And obviously, if you hit Contaminate on a Forge at any point in time, it's going to slow the upgrade, right? In which case, it probably happens more than we think about too, because it's only sometimes when that upgrade slow then immediately impacts the game or something, right? So, yeah, I'd say it's yeah, it probably gets used enough. It's just not easy to really use all of the time, basically. It's hard to make it like amazing every time at the very least. So, yeah, I think it does get some good use though, to be fair. Oracles going around the top side, getting ready to go around the back, just getting ready to jump on toward a couple of drones in the near future. Just trying to do some damage. Queens and Spores though, and Shameless not paying attention for a second, taking some hits. Oracle pushed away, dead to the next Queen along. Oof. How's the healthier Oracle as well? The less healthy Oracle didn't take any shots at all, so it survives, funnily enough, into disaster territory, because that is obviously not great, not ideal. Is indeed a little bit of a disaster, or as a couple queens will fight some adepts here, some damage being done. It's going to see the Evo chamber coming down, a couple of adepts going to shade up, Bullings and drones going to get joined up together. This is going to be seeing the attempt to get some damage. I mean, continues. We're going to see, does this Oracle die? Spore, bang, bang. Yep, Oracles go down. It's really a shame to lose all your Oracles like that. At the same time, we get 4 workers. These adepts will fall. No target fire. Could have had a couple more drones, probably. Just a little bit of a shame, TLDR. I feel like Shameless had more potential then, especially, you know, don't lose that first Oracle. It all starts there, but then, yeah, second Oracle going down. I mean, it was just in a stuck kind of position. It was just a miserable kind of situation, to be honest. Miserable kind of situation. +1 on Blink on the way through. Oracle about to finish. Temple Archives is building as well. As we get set into place, the Hydra Den and Bane Nest from Yakov, as he's been playing a lot of Ling Bane Hydra very aggressively as of late, so we'll see a lot of that coming through in the very near future. It would be a shame to lose the Oracles, but he's Shameless. Okay, but maybe that's a significant nerf on your StarCraft. Like, It's a shame to lose games, but he's shameless, so he doesn't mind losing games. Like, that doesn't seem like a great concept to play with, right? Don't live up to your name, Shameless. Have shame. Have some shame. Be sad about things. Storm is going to be producing here on the side of Shameless. We're going to get that Storm up, the Nexus, and the Gateway continuing through. A couple of gates, that is, on the way right now. Let's just see the couple of Hydras popping out, the Oracle getting shoved away. Again, the Melee and the Bane Speed coming up with the Groove Spine is going to be part of this as well. So just all of that coming through. Let's get back into the center. Stalkers blinking, going after those few Zerglings there, and able to get some damage dealt. So, feelings going down. We see the Infestation Pit and the Hydralisk Den, pumping out the Muscular Augments, the Hydras on the way through. But yeah, the Infestation Pit tells us the idea that we are at least teching to play later into this game. Whether that's to move straight toward Lurkers, or just to add in a couple of Spellcasters maybe for this Lingbane Hydra Force. We'll see what exactly the plan is soon from Yakov. Either way, he pretty much needs to get the Hive up. And, that's pretty much what the Infestation Pit should be for here. Really shouldn't be any sort of crazy Swarm Host play or fast Infestors. It is a Hive, and then, like I say, Vipers or Lurkers. Maybe even a bit of both. We shall see real soon. The cannons coming online. The Robo Facility is about to finish. Archon, charge, +2 attack, all coming in. See the Oracle just sitting on the edge, hits the Revelation. I've just got started, so you do know that's on the way. So it's a good scout because now you know that you're moving to high attack as Yakov. So Shameless has that info. That's very good info to have because, you know, otherwise the alternative is like he's just lair-based, you know, Lingbane Hydra aggression. So being able to distinguish between the two is really nice. I'm just going to take the chance to step forward. Touchy. A fun Storm, I guess. Just in case those Banes were going to finish a little bit sooner than he knew. Just making sure he could get rid of those Lings and get those kills. You're going to see some of the Bane Hydra ready to play defense right now. So Shameless, that's becoming the aggressor. Looking to be the one to attack in. He's getting the second Stargate and the Fleet Beacon behind this. So he is looking to tech up beyond it all. But right now he's definitely focused on this initial attack. As a couple of Zealots particularly won't be dealt with. Banes on the counter-attack from Yakov will find their way through to the mineral line, and only 4 probes in the end. The cannon went down too, so a little bit of combined damage across mineral line and static defense. Now we have those Banelings looking to come the other way towards the Stalker Zealot High Templar army. Archon settling down there as well. One Storm coming straight down to the Ling Bane. The rest of the Bane still rolling through. Crashing through a bunch of those Zealots. Now we see an additional round of Stalkers warping in. The Mothership is going to begin to build as well. The Banes are still rolling up. Another Storm coming down. There's a lot of the Lings taking damage. The Hydra's going to get across. Prism will go down as well. Still have a couple High Templar in the back here. They are going to be a little step or two away from really joining this fight. The Banelings looking for them. We need 3 Banes to kill a High Templar, though. The Hydra's just run through the Storms. They take a lot of damage, and that would have been a no-go kind of play had there been anything else left over, but there is not. And Yakov is looking very good in the opening game here against Shameless. Good start to him in this group if he can follow this up and clean this out. Let's just have Tempest, Mothership, and more continuing through. Alright, Immortal on the way. Just going to see a couple Tempests coming up. The Mothership on the way through as well. +3 attack is on the way on the Forge. The +2 missiles and +2 melee upgrade both building from Yakov. So we continue to get that on the way. Seismic Spines is just finished. Now on the way to Adaptive Talons. These Lurkers a little scared because, hey, the Mothership shows up and we actually didn't have quite... I don't actually think we had detection there, so Mothership Cloaking actually helping to save the day for a few moments. A few Lings left behind, though, and they go straight in for 12 workers. So they're able to grab a bunch of damage right off the bat, and that's going to be lovely. 14 probes going down and a few drones going down at the same time, but not really in the same sort of numbers, as Yakov continues to succeed in this game right here. That said, supplies actually even up in a big way just there, so Yakov actually maybe lost a few more units than I gave Shameless credit for killing. So Shameless still there, actually has better army supply at the moment, and maybe, just maybe, has something to say about that. This game's starting to go a little bit longer as we get a little bit deeper invested. Tempest on the way, going to be a big part of this army composition deeper in this game right now, so we get that set up. Obviously, the Spire coming through from Yakov is going to be a big answer to the Stargate play as well, so continue to get that going as well. There's a bit of pulling Hydra here. We'll jump through, get the pylon, we get these few Zealots. Going to show up, they are going to run in, they get surrounded, cleaned up, and pushed back. As Stalkers and an Archon showing up as well. Just going to try and push that back the other direction. Yakov crazy, 93 drones. It is a high work count, but it does allow him to build that bank quickly and to rebuild a lot. Just needs to make sure he has some solid armies. I imagine the idea is that Yakov never really wants to fight one big fight anyway. And as such, if that's your plan, then you can kind of get away with that higher drone count, because it's all about kind of trading with smaller armies all over the map, running around and causing chaos. And then obviously you need the higher drone count to rebuild out of that again and again, but he's actually losing a lot of units here. Shameless has been able to take some good fights. I'm actually a bit worried for Yakov. I felt like he had some great moments in this game, but they are fast slipping away from him, and this is heading to a much later game scenario, so maybe it's not worth really kind of judging anything yet, but yeah, I genuinely do think there is going to be some trouble here in the world of Yakov. I think Shameless is actually in a very fine position and is playing a good spot right now. We'll see where he can get to. Lurkabur is up on that right side. The rest of the army still pushing up over on the left. Apparently we're not going to watch that, so no one's watching that. Hello, observe, everyone else? No one wants to watch this. Tempest and the rest go for a base. There are the Lings counterattacking still, so Yakov loses the base. It's a chunk of units that were over here. Recall already on cooldown. The main army of Shameless is still across the map. He's going to recall into the main base from the low ground. Tempest getting through, the Spore going down. We drop the Time Warp onto the ramp, and that is going to be another storm to zone the ramp a little bit as well. Tempest still poking through, looking to get the job done here. A couple more storms on toward the Lurkers that are running up. The Hydra Ling trying to make its way through as well. So far unsuccessful as the Archons, the Immortals, the Mothership still whacking away here at the moment. Just going to be seeing everything trying to move through. With the Tempest on that bottom side, a few Hydras are going to get across, trying to take position on it. The Tempest taking a little bit more damage. A couple of Balins are going to rock through. It's going to be a bunch more probes going down as well. Shameless still owning this main base though, and Yakov, yeah, he gets some probes in return, but where is he going to kill this army? How is he going to kill this army? With what is he going to kill this army? I mean, take any sort of question and ask it about this army, and it's a problem for Yakov pretty much. Like, who is this on? Well, it's a big Protoss player, and it's in your base, it's your opponent right now. And so he's literally, like, every question is bad for him. As, yeah, this is... At this point, I guess we're going to work our way down to the low ground. Even if we don't do it quickly, we can kill the hatchery from afar because of the Tempest. We dive forward with the Hydras here, looking for something. Obviously, we don't even drop a Storm defensively yet, but we could have dropped the Storm, hit those Hydras as they lurch forward, and then at the very least, it pushes them back straight away. Why is this army? Why? Because it needs to win the game, and that's really bad for you. See, every question is bad for Yakov. Did he just had to double recall. He left a couple of Tempests behind. Fortunately, there was a second flight leaving the station. He was able to grab it. A couple of Raptors do get rid of one Tempest at least, but pushed back by some storms and some shots. Again, Lair will be building through. We get that Lurker Den coming up, additional Corruptors and Lings all on the way by as well, so bringing a lot of that online. The Forge and the Cannons coming through currently. Again, the Air Weapon upgrade coming up as well, adding on that Shields. You'll see the Oracle joining up with everything else at the moment here. As again, a couple of Cannons coming through, the Forge on the way up, Nexus coming by. Zerglings will be trying to run by on the bottom side, but the Zealots are going to be there. The Immortal and the High Temple, the Stalker as well, pushing that back the other way. Hydralisks will continue to trade for a few moments, and we just have this army still pushing around into the front doorstep. We are going to be seeing the hatchery immediately going to be in some trouble here. I mean, Yakov is a 160 supply Zerg. Such a, honestly, kind of a wild game where I felt like Yakov had that one great fight, got into a great position, and that was it. Like, the game just seemed to end there for him. Like, he was never looking hopeful or good or competitive again after that point. Like, he just ran into an absolute brick wall of the defense from Shameless, and Shameless just completely flipped this game into his favor. And looks good in the longer game, and Shameless bringing it back. Which is obviously great for him because he's 0-1 in the group, so with a chance to get through, a win over Yakov, as we were saying earlier, is nigh on essential. Corruptors flying in, the mothership in trouble, more storms hitting a lot of these Hydralisks. My god, the storm's doing some work for sure. As we are going to be seeing with Corruptors and the Hydras together, we might get a chance to clean out these Tempests. We're going to force the recall if nothing else, so I mean, that's reasonable. Funnily enough, one Immortal is actually having a very good time here, and if it hadn't been move commanded, it would have probably killed a couple of Hydras. If it was actually just left to attack, or even just with target fire, it might have killed all three, because he may not have taken as much damage. Yeah, Shameless recalls back home, but the reality is that it's not a recall away for long. He's most likely going to be attacking through very, very shortly once again here, and looking to close out this opening game. Of our second best of three, the couple of Tempests putting the Corruptors back into the center of the map again, push them back over the other side. The Lurker Den is well in production with 8 new Lurkers coming up, so we have rebuilt that Lurker Den and gotten back on track after that main base fell. This happens a lot in Persephone, actually. This kind of push up the left-hand side, then use the mothership recall into the main. Actually, it was something that we saw Hero doing against Cyril during the Maestros of the Game event as well, so it was a pretty fun one. As you see the couple of Mortals coming about, the Archon on the way, +1 armor upgrade coming over, as we just have Hydras, Corruptors, Hive, all continue to build up right here. The Lurkers down the left, ready to jump onto this base on this position. Get rid of a couple cannons quickly. Lurkers step a bit further forward, and we do have just again the Tempest, the Archons coming through, a couple creep tumors already beginning to go down. You can see the Overlord still taking some damage, so a few more shots coming through from all of those as we continue to settle into place. See the Corruptors showing up, Storm coming down onto said Corruptors. Archon's going to chase after Corruptors as well. Try and jump through onto the Lurkers. A few Zerglings going down also. And it doesn't really feel as though we are going to have ourselves kind of a cleanup in the making here. Hydra's jump toward the Tempest there. Tempest just about able to sneak away and stay alive for the moment. 9 more Corruptors coming through, 6 probes plus 2 shields coming online also. The Storm onto the Hydras, the Corruptors still trying to be there. The Immortals and the Tempest and the Archons working their way through this hatchery, able to go down. Drones and the rest going down as well. Again, we're kind of waiting on that GG, and there it is from Yakov. Sub 100 supply has been kind of dead in this game for a little bit. Just has not had a way to fight that Protoss army for an extended period. And Shameless does take game 1. In the end, it was looking so good for Yakov too. I was hyped about him. I was doing a little bit of a victory speech for him. And then I was like, wait a second, we aren't doing anything here. And it was just a brick wall of defense from Shameless. And it was not a brick wall that Yakov could punch down, despite his best efforts at first. Honestly, he kind of hit the brick wall, and then he really did just kind of flounder from there. He never even really had another really good shot at it, to be honest. So a little bit of a rough one as we get ready for game 2 in a couple of moments. Ruby Rock, as soon as our 2 players would like to join us, Shameless and Yakov are both taking a moment. Storms are like force fields that do damage now. That's a very brave take in this Twitch chat. I'll tell you that much for free. Almost suggest storms are good. Oy, oy, oy. Alright, let's jump into Ruby Rock as we get ready to go into this one. I was past my nose and my finger slipped off. That was all good. So, Ruby Rock coming through. We get this on the way. Game number 2 of our best of 3. Shameless leads by 1. Let's get ourselves into it. As we have got in the bottom right-hand side, the red Zerg player. This is Yakov, and he is down a game, looking to bounce back. Looking to bring it back around if he can do so. In the top left-hand side, his opponent is the blue Protoss. It is Shameless. Alright, Ruby Rock for game number 2. Been enjoying this map. What have you guys thought about the new maps? Would love to hear if you've had any opinions on the new maps you've been playing, if there's maps in other tournaments you've been seeing that you've been really enjoying, or anything you remember from the TLMC that you thought was cool that you'd like to see. Love to hear your thoughts. Please feel free to share. As an extractor drops down, the pool comes up. So hatch gas and pool all on the way in. What's up, Arachnophobian on the YouTube? Hello from Oz. Hello, hello. How you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for dropping by and saying hello. So good to see you. So great to see all of you. Happy Sunday to you all. And hope everyone's having a great one. And yeah, just a smaller stream today. Like I said, just the 6 best of 3s, nothing extra planned. But a good little bit of StarCraft just for us to get through, enjoy, and fill up the Sunday a little. Team Talisman. Oh, that's the one thing I didn't want to hear. Not Talisman. I think Talisman actually would have made it to the upcoming map pool if it just hadn't been used like a year ago in other tournaments. Like, it's gained a bad reputation because it's quirky and a little bit gimmicky, and that's fine when it's new and fresh. But when all the players have already played on Talisman like a year ago, it's not new and fresh anymore. It's like you play and it's a reminder, right? Talisman really shot itself in the foot by being kind of picked up by a couple of events last year. Which is crazy because obviously just one tournament shouldn't be enough to, like, you know, make a map feel old, but like maybe that's just a sign of, you know, the fact that it is a bit gimmicky as well. Like, gimmicks are always going to be a problem, right? At the end of the day, maps that are, I say gimmicky, like, it's not necessarily gimmicks per se, but sometimes just more interesting concepts to try and think outside of the box. Unfortunately, a lot of those things do feel gimmicky, I guess, is kind of the point that I'm making, I suppose. As the Adept Shade's back, Warp Gate coming through, the couple of probes, and the Adept coming over. Gets settled down for a few moments, couple of Lings take some damage. Adept running, Queen that, and make sure it gets chased. And we do have 12 Zerglings, and the Ling speed all coming up, hatchery in production. So we bring a lot of that through for the moment. And so much of this on the way right now. Gateway coming online, we get that rolling out, get all of this started. Hatch is going to be done soon as we have the Queen. Reducing along also the few Lings, looking for a wrap around and a couple of Adepts. I'm just going to go and get those killed off. That's going to allow you pressure on the third, which forces the Oracle to play defense. We'll get the probe before we leave, but Yakov able to put some good pressure on that. And then, like I say, obviously deciding to just back out of this and get away for now. Twilight Council is building on the side of Shameless, so we bring that straight through and get that brought up. And away we go. Lings end up running back down and away over on that left side, so they start to get out of there nice and quickly, getting themselves into a little bit of a safer space and safer territory. Just stalk again, a couple more kills, pickoffs coming out. The Ling's going to get a wrap around onto a pylon. Going to make that a pretty reasonable pickoff as well. So we get a few more drones dropping, but nothing too major just yet, so there's a very manageable amount of damage here so far. Seems absolutely fine just for now, as that Resonating Glaives continues through. We get the Nexus, we get the extra gateways building as well, so again, a lot of this is still coming up into play. Just a couple Lings will get back onto the Nexus and try and get a little bit more work done as well. Oracles. It's going to come down. Queen's going to be there. That's the Resonating Glaives from Shameless, looking to try and be a faster, aggressive play than what we've seen previously. So looking to get that into play and get that going here initially. Roach about to be done. The lag coming up. The extra roach is coming through as well. And a couple drones, lings, all building by. So those extra roaches and the roach speed coming through as well. Adept's going to take a shade out over the right-hand side. Seven drones with a few probes as well, so both sides are going to be taking some damage. Obviously the Adepts are here, but they're kind of getting caught, so not too much more damage to be dealt here. Looks like all those Adepts will go down. I'd say that's okay for Yakov. Massive army supply advantage out of this, so you can just focus on drones from now if he doesn't want to just spam units and go across the map. Oracle +1 and Blink all the way through. Blink on the way, +1 coming about. Roach and that Roach speed building as we are going to see the Roach Ravage again and jump onto a few of those Stalkers. A few of those Stalkers taking damage very quickly as the Oracle overhead. A couple of Baals coming down. Still getting some connections towards these Stalkers as well. So Yakov straight on the counter-attack and taking advantage of the fact that that was a lot of units given up by Shameless. And they just... It's not even that they didn't get a lot done, it's that they didn't even last very long. You know, it didn't keep this Zerg army running around for long enough, and so the speed at which you can come across the map with the Roach Ravager here, we're able to get going. That's a great counterattack, and this is obviously looking very good. A couple of Baals connected on Stalkers as they warp in, so they can't play the dodging game. And we do have some more links showing up. How much can we kill here? Is it worth still streaming units across the map? We have 12 more Roaches on the way too, so we might even have just a larger secondary attack from Yakov, which... I don't think I hate either. I mean, you're going to be up against Blink Stalkers, but there's not going to be so many of them just yet that it's going to be a super terrible problem. And we do have a Hydra on the way too, so we have the option to add Hydras to make this army better for Yakov. He bounces back heavily in this game too so far. Yeah, let's see what he can do. And Roach will just step up to see the Stalkers push back. A couple of Stalkers begin to go down. Two of them going down immediately now. A couple of probes going to begin to be jumped on as well. The rest of the Roach is going to get here. Stalkers taking some more damage. Oracles overhead are going to do that thing as well, as these Roaches really do just continue through. Again, hitting Stalker after Stalker. The Lings are going to come streaming across as well. Getting straight in right now as we get set up. Plus one missiles, Musco augments all coming through for a couple of moments. Continue to bring in to that just for the moment as we do see the Stalker's going to hit. This Overlord will take some damage. We'll go back the other way for a couple of moments there. Let's just have the Hive continue to come through. Stalker's still stepping forward, +2 attacks about halfway done. Additional Stalkers coming up. Bling Hydra to play defense should limit what the Stalkers can do pretty quickly, especially as those Hydras have upgrades already in place, so that's speedy. And we're just going to type GG as the Protoss play. He's going to let this go to a game 3. Yakov and Shameless will see the distance in their best of 3. I like it. That's what we're here for, some game 3 action. And we'll get right on into that in a couple of moments. I just need to figure out what the map is that they've not vetoed or played yet. So, Ruby, Persephone, 10,000 feet, White, oh, Tato Citadel. Alright, so we're going to go Tato Citadel for the final map, this best of 3. Get this started up and ready to go. Yakov, Shameless. Ready, go, go. GLHF. Let's do game 3 then, guys. We're on our way into this third map of the series. Will it be Protoss? Will it be Zerg coming out victorious? About to find out. To go into Tidal Citadel. I'm loving how much the TLMC maps that we've included in the map pool again played. They really are getting some good representation. Love to see it. On the top left-hand side, our blue Protoss player here is Shameless. In the bottom right, our red Zerg is going to be Yakov. Game 3 on Tidal Citadel. Nice standard map, actually. Interesting kind of middle of the map features. The watchtower is very choked up, for example. Can be killed as well by the... Sorry, can't be killed on this map. Wrong map. It's this ledge that's above it that makes it very interesting too. So I actually really like how the middle of the map works on this one. It's been fun to watch people move around it. What do you want money to map creators get? The TLMC has a prize for maps that make the finalists, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's still a thing. But that's about it. You know, back in the day, you used to get the community commander portrait for having a map you made get onto ladder. The community commander portrait used to be like a really big thing to try and get. Like a bunch of people got it for a lot of different things, being a streamer or caster and stuff, or running events and all this. I remember when I got mine, I was so happy. I was like, oh my god, it happened. Which is kind of funny thinking back. Very cool. We have our Cybercore Nexus coming through and we get settled for the moment. Again, hatching the pool coming online. Just going to see that spawning pool coming up. The probe going to nibble. The few drones taking some damage. May take a bit of a few shots for moments. Stargate building online. Look to get that up and rolling as well here for a few moments. We get that going. A couple of Lings is going to hit, chase the probes around. Stargate, Adept, and the Warp Gate all coming through for a little bit of time here. As you see, that Adept is going to go in after the Zergling as well. So looking to try and get a grab as the Ling makes its way through into the main base. And yeah, a couple of probies on the way. The Adept and the Oracle coming up as well. And you get established as the Void Ray is going to build on the side of Shameless. So going to get that Void Ray coming through. The Warp Gate in production. The Adept on the other side of the map goes down as well, so Yakov nice to get that down already. And Void and the Warp Gate all coming up. Just see the Hatcher coming over. Overlord and the drone building as well. We just have a couple of Zerglings. Going to see that Adept sitting on the third base already. That Warp Gate is very, very close to being done as the Adept Oracle continue to produce. The Lings would like to try and get on top of this Adept, and the Adept will be there to help push things back for a couple of moments. Again, Queen's drones and the Overlord all building into play for the moment as the Zerglings head down to the bottom right-hand side. Nexus on its way. Fault pylons building. A few Zerglings making some effort onto this Nexus as well. You can see the Oracle activating, going to go in after a couple of Lings. The Void Ray activating, going to go after the Overlord. It's just going to be able to make its way through there already. Maybe the couple of drones still coming around. A couple of these workers will fall then, so we're going to see, what, 3-4 workers going down pretty quickly. Gonna make it 6, so it's actually adding up quickly because the Oracle's in the natural as well, and the one Queen is not providing enough defense. 10 drones at the pre-5-minute marker. Good damage done for Shameless. He's going to be loving this starting point here against Yakov. Great place to play from at the moment as the Twilight Council and Forge on the way up. Continue to get that going. The Nexus finished soon, the probe's still building. And again, a couple of creep tumors on the way from Yakov as well as the couple of Adepts will get there. Zerglin will go down. Queens in the Void Ray. Gonna gather up and have ourselves the lair, and the Lings all still building through. Thinking about gates are coming in. Had some probes on, get the Oracles moving. The Queen's is gonna be there as well. To keep the Oracles at bay. A couple more Spore Crawler shots for the moment. Oracles are back out up the right side. +1 and Blink continuing into play as well, so just bring that through. There's a few Zerglings on the move also. And again, a lair about to complete. Zerglings on the way. Add a couple of drones. Adept Stalker will combine to push those Lings back the other direction. Roach speed is still on its way up. The Lings and the Queen will continue to build. It's going to be seeing our melee upgrade coming online as well. It's just getting that all going. The Adepts and Stalkers together going to hit that hatchery. The Ling's going to run over. The Queens are going to be there. We've seen the Ling's actually getting a good wrap around on a couple of the Adepts already. As now the Stalker's caught on the other side. So the counterattack has some potential. It's going to be seeing our Void Ray going after and getting rid of the gold location. And still sitting there, getting a couple more probes going down. Ling's going to pull back the other way. Roach is continuing to build, Storm in the charge. Coming up, we had that +1 through. I'm just going to be seeing the Roach's melee upgrade and Roach speed coming up as well, but without a 4th base, Yakov will stumble through this game most likely. Gonna try that hatchery down in the next couple of moments. Roach's Queens. And this is gonna run over Stalkers. Gonna get jumped on. A couple of Oracles gonna be right there. Again, Storm and the upgrades continue to come by for the moment as well. Spire is about halfway done. Oracles escaping to the top left-hand side. The Void escapes to the left as well. And yeah, a few Roaches just pulled back too for a couple of moments. Again, adding on that melee upgrade, adding on that Spire. Get that all up and running. I think Roach is still gathering then, and we just have a chance to open up some rocks. Again, the Archon, the +2 coming about, the extra gates all coming about as well, so you see a lot of that coming through. It's going to be seeing a couple of Oracles getting pushed over that right-hand side, so they're going to get chased away as well. As the Zerglings continue to move their way around. The Robo Facility finishing shortly, the couple of cannons still building up and online. And a couple of gateways in amongst that as well. "13 Mutalisks. The way out. That's going to be the big muta play to try and stretch us up here in this game 3, do something a little different, a little off the beaten track from what we've been seeing previously. Infestation Pit and the Baneling Nest all coming over, just going to see those mutas gathering. +2 melee upgrade coming by as well. Yakov's going to get maxed out. Obviously, he needs to start doing something with the mutas here. He's going to fly them into the Oracles, or the Oracles, well, maybe. Maybe not. Honestly, turning around and killing the Oracles would be a fine choice because Mutas are going to be seen anyway, and the Oracles going down is, you know, a big win still. I actually wonder if those Mutas are enough to kill off these Stalkers. They force a blink back very quickly. Extra Stalkers showing up now. So yeah, I think they were initially, but with reinforcements, obviously the Stalkers have to think twice about it. Well, the Mutas have to think twice about it. The Stalker's going to come to the low ground there too. Good deflection so far. Going to stop these these Mutas from being able to get too much done just yet. Still got the +2 melee finishing. Carapace upgrade on its way in. 5 drones building also. There's those few Stalkers still blinking after the Mutas. More units just building up. Again, a couple High Templar building through. +3 and +1 all on the way. Have an Archon onto the third base right now as just going to see the Ling Roach going to make an attempt to get up to the top side. A little bit of a shove, going to try and combine with the Mutas, but man, there's just not enough for you to really fight, especially against the tech units, and that's the issue. You've built into Mutas. They honestly haven't done much so far, and Shameless is like maxed out, and if Shameless is going to have the freedom to walk across the map here, like Yakov has nothing to truly fight. Bane speed not done yet, so these Banes make a very shameful waddle into the mineral line there. You get rid of one Phoenix with the Mutas, but they're still just doing a whole lot of nothing, and how do we kill this army? It's a great question, and I don't think Yakov is going to have an answer for us that's going to come out in a positive manner at the very least. It's going to look very rough for him as the Mutas will chase. After a few Phoenix, they blink underneath. Shameless's defense is looking absolutely spot on. And Shameless getting very close to winning this out as these Banes are going to just roll through those Storms. Storm's not well positioned to necessarily stop the Banes as they get through pretty quickly, but that is going to be a couple more Ravages going down, and that is going to be GG from Yakov as Shameless just has too much GG. Shameless will go 1-1 and will play his last series of the day against Solar. There's a genuine chance he gets out of this group if he can beat Solar, but that's obviously a difficult request, so we'll figure that out and get ready to go. We'll swap on over to NA and ready up for this Solar versus Shameless series coming up in a second. Storm's not well positioned to stop the Banes as every Bane dies and Yakov GG's out. That's not true. The Banes only died when they connected on the units, no? Clip it. The Banes actually made it through, I'm pretty sure. I'm convinced. I'm gonna find out. The live rewind. Alright. So the first storm, maybe those couple of Banes go down, but I think they're going to die to the Archon anyway. I think they're connecting up there, no? Like, I was mostly looking at this group definitely blowing up, and there's a bunch extra as well. I think it's fair to say most of them made it through the storm. There wasn't that many Banes in the first place. Yeah, this Archon got a shot as well, so... the main thing as well is that when you want the Storms to kill Banes like this, you kind of need Storm. Because it's Storm, like left-right instead of up-down, the Banes only have to run through one Storm, so they should, with nothing else, get through the other side. But obviously the Archons are connected and stuff as well, so... A little bit of both. A little bit of both. Alrighty, we'll get ready to go. Just a moment. So let's join our chat channel and we can get these videos begun. Alrighty, a couple moments then, guys, to get this one ready to rumble and kick off into Solar versus Shameless. After this, Solar versus MaNa, and then we have MaNa versus Yakov, and then Yakov Solar some ZVZ to round the day out. Alright, a couple of videos coming through already. Alright, Torches, 10k, Persephone, Pylon, Tido, Vetoed. We have Ruby Rock left in here. We have White Rabbit left in here. We have Ley Lines and Tokamak, I believe, as well. And for one more veto, and then a map pick. We can go, go, go. My Twitch isn't in dark mode. No, my Twitch is in dark mode, but because it was like a clip, it wasn't in dark mode. Like, the clipping feature doesn't go to dark mode automatically, but my Twitch is in dark mode. Not that I even... Honestly, I only use dark mode because everyone gets mad at me when I don't. This has never really bothered me, but, yeah. It bothers everyone else. People take that dark mode seriously, you know? Waiting for some videos to finish up, guys. Hopeful a couple of moments. You guys like the shameful waddle comment? Yeah. Kind of true though, right? It was a little weird. It was a little embarrassing for them. Alright, hosting up. Get ready to go here, guys, as we continue our way through StarCraft 2 today. Again, just covering the games from today's WardiTV October group. Get this hosted. We should be in game shortly. Perfect. Shameless and Solar both here. Move them around and we get ready to go. Go GLHF. Ready. We are set. Perfect. Let's do it. Ruby Rock coming through, guys, as we get into our opening game of our third series of the day. Last match from Shameless, first match we've seen of Solar. And as we get to the halfway point of this group after this one, a couple of good games so far. Shameless Yakov was pretty fun. I mean, Shameless Yakov was pretty good. MaNa really did just kind of bop Shameless a little bit. So MaNa 1-0, Shameless 1-1, Yakov 0-1, and the first match is Solar right now. We'll have Solar versus Shameless, and then we'll go MaNa Solar before we do MaNa versus Yakov and Solar versus Yakov to round us out. So that's the order of things here. As in the bottom right-hand side, our blue Protoss player is going to be Shameless. See what he wants to do, because he's definitely going to be an underdog here, so maybe some trickery, maybe some ideas of how he can get a win, as Solar will sit as the red Zerg in the top left corner of the map. Let's see what we get. Probe went very quickly across the map to make sure it can block the natural locations, so Solar will have to walk out to the third base to begin with. Yes, that hatch block is going to be a success in the first few moments. Settle ourselves into Ruby Rock. See what's going to happen. See what will have to take place as we get up and rolling. So, hatch on the gas, continue to come through for a couple of moments. Get set there for a couple of moments as well. Again, hatch, gas, and pool all coming up. Just going to have ourselves a couple of drones building by. The gateway coming online as well. Just getting in for the moment. I'm just going to nibble. Probe getting pushed back for a little bit of time. So again, just going to be putting some work in there. Valkyrie's on the way. Ling's on the way by. Nexus in the Cyber Core is just continuing to come up. As it's just going to be seeing the probe coming through as well. Continuing to get that going. I see those couple Lings still nibbling at the probe, so a little bit of damage being done. Just gonna have the Stargate and the next coming through as well. The Adept and the Warp Gate coming up also. And as we just have, again, Ling speed building, Hatch and the drone on the way over. Stargate coming through also, a couple probes and the Adept coming by just for the moment. And again, the Adept and the Warp Gate coming through as a part of that as well. So just bringing that all up. Adept will take a chance to shade across and gonna shade. Actually has an open mineral line here, so opportunity to get rid of a drone or two. Get spore placement. Things pull back nicely. Letting the Queen do some damage. We do get a drone there. As now it'll be a cleanup. So honestly, not bad defense from Solar. Pretty minimal downside on that one. As the Ling speed and the Queens continue to come about as well. Okay, sorry for the FPS drop. I have to tap for 1 second just to search for something. Apologies. Alright, feelings continue moving around. Again, the Oracle and Nexus coming about, the Gateway coming over. And just, do you see the things continue to come around there? The Adept going to move back, shading away. I'm just going to continue to settle for a little bit as the things continue through. The Oracle actually end up taking a little bit of damage as the Queens push back, and the Oracles will take some shots going the other way for a few moments. And Ling is coming through. Allow the drone coming in as well. Roach drone coming up. The couple Queens going to jump onto the Adepts as well. So a little bit extra coming through for the moment, as you just see the Ling is going to get a wrap around into the Adepts as well. So able to come through straight away on that one. A couple of Oracles coming about. Continue to settle into place, and just going to head up to the top side. Take a few moments here and continue to rumble. Ling's take a chance to run across. Actually going to grab a probe in the process there. It's just going to be able to get a little grab and a nibble. Link and the +1 all coming up. And again, just going to see our extra gates continue to come through and online. The extra gates all coming online there. So again, a lot of that coming through. The couple of Oracles turn around. And you get the Zerglings trying to run on toward that third base. Not quite going to be able to do too much there. As the Roach speed comes up from Solar. Again, Hydra Den coming online. The Roach is coming online. Again, +1 the Blink coming up, the Stalker coming through. Still got the Cannon and the Gateway coming about, as well as the Lings to get themselves in position here, and just going to get a little counterattack straight in. So Solo trying to keep Shameless busy for a couple of moments. Get after again. A couple more of those Lings. The Hydra's taking damage too. Lord also just going to continue to move back there. And he's just going to be seeing the Hydra's range and the Roach speed continuing by. The Lings will continue over, and the Lings are just going to get turned away by the Stalkers. The Stalker getting a few more shots off. Lings and Hydra's all coming through. Just going to have our extra Hydra still taking damage. And just going to be seeing a nice stasis while catching a couple of Zerglings as well. So a bit more damage being done for the moment. Now, there's a lot of Stalkers, so Solo has to be very good on this defense. He needs to make sure he pushes this away, otherwise he can get into a lot of trouble. Stalker's still taking a good few hits. The Hydra's still going down. The Lings are still streaming across as well. Queen's going to be right there to keep on pushing these Stalkers back the other way. He's able to get the nibbles off. Just going to be seeing the Ling Hydra all gathering up. Again, the Lings and the Hydras building for the moment. Just going to see a couple of Stalkers still taking some damage. Counterattack, though, is going to get through for some probes. That's the one thing you don't really want to have to deal with right now is Shameless, who's losing a lot of workers there. I mean, he may kill us off eventually, but 8 workers down. Just when it's going well on the other side, having to focus back at home, deal with probe losses, and lose economy, it's really the last thing you want when it was just looking good for you. Obviously, still up and upgrade right now, still trading the very efficient Stalkers at the moment, as the Hydras will hit, and the Stalkers will fall back. An additional round of Stalkers warped in already, and even more Lings going to run into this mineral line and start to go after the rest of those probes as well. Hydras will continue through as we find even more Stalkers to trade out with. I mean, Shameless is not giving up the pressure. He obviously wants to keep this going. That is just a straight up lag from somebody. Not sure who. So we're going to take a second to say spikes. I mean, I'm not sure if anyone's going to be jumping out or not, but Solar is also just killing Shameless. So Shameless is dying. Solar's going to pull the drones, but he's done all the damage on the other side of the map. There's only 19 workers left, so this is pretty much going to come to a conclusion. That's going to be seeing the extra drone still going down. The Stalk's still fighting back. Just continue going after the rest of those Stalkers. GG gonna get called, and that's gonna be Solar taking game 1. All right. I'm gonna get ready to host game 2, guys. I mean, not sure who's lagging. I'm gonna go ley lines. The second game. NA server has not been friendly to a bunch of people recently. It's a little sad, but you can't really do anything about it apart from ask people to leave. They lag. I mean, I can't fix the NA server, you know. I did not look convincing from Solar. Yeah, it was a little shaky, right? Obviously very committed from Yakov, from Shameless. I don't know why I want to say Yakov every single moment today. Yeah. As we get ready for game number 2, so get this ready to set up and go. Our second game here. Like I said, it's going to be ley lines. Just waiting for everyone to join the lobby. One of our casters who just wrote something a moment ago, so hopefully they accept. There we go. Let's go into game number 2 here. As Solar takes the 1-0 lead. Maybe Shameless was lagging. Maybe. Yeah, it's rough playing the NA server for some guys as well. Some guys just do not have a good, you know, a good connection through the career, so. Alright, we will jump on in. To game number 2, as we have got ourselves in the bottom left-hand side, the blue Zerg player who will be up 1-0. It is Solar taking on the red Protoss. In the top right, we've got Shameless. Game 2 of our best of 3 as we get started here on ley lines. So, get started up. Hatch gas coming in initially. Just going to see the drone chasing around a probe. Yeah, pool coming up. Just gonna have the hatch coming in. Nexus on the way from Shameless as well as we continue to bring that out for the moment. And yeah, Nexus in the Cybercore building into place for a couple of moments. Adding that probe. Just gonna be seeing the assimilator coming up as well. So all of that coming through for now. Overload producing. Get started. Yeah, hopefully Solar a little bit more convincing, right? I mean, it's fun for us to see a bit of a closer game and Solar having to pull himself out of trouble, but yeah, you would expect Solar to be the much more, heavy favorite kind of going into this in general, so nice to see him actually kind of, show that in some ways. Like I say, I mean, if he wants to play a scrappy day and play close and make it kind of a messy advancing, then I'm all for it, He's a hefty favorite in this group, so... Couple queens and the link speed on the way over. I see that Stargate is close to being done. Heading on the warp gate as well. Just going to see the link speed, a couple links and the queen. A building by also. We'll head down. A couple of drones and the links still setting up. The link speed is building through as well. Warp gate and the Oracle coming up. I see a couple of adepts moving back around the other day. Other way. I don't know why they moved to another day completely, but apparently they did in my mind. I see the Oracle diving through. A couple queens going to be there. Oracle already taking a few more shots. The drones and the queen continuing up, adding on a spore crawler. Again, the Oracle and the warp gate coming about as well. So a lot of that coming through for the moment. Get set up. Back through the center again, the couple of gates, the Twilight Council, all building through right now. We got the Adept and the Probes and the Nexus on the way up as well, so just bringing a lot of that up and online. The Adepts will gather up on the third base locations. A couple of Oracles trying to get into the natural. Taking a lot of damage on the way in. The Queen movement's been good, and that Oracle is just getting absolutely wasted at the moment. Just gets absolutely killed off. Damn. Well, Roach Speed is building through. The Nexus and the Gates still coming online as well, just bringing all of that over. The Oracle flying across, and just going to see the Adept still heading to the bottom left-hand side currently. Alright. Resonating Glaives coming up, Probes coming through, Battery on the way, the Oracle ready to get into the main base, Queen going to be there to push that back a little bit. Let it just continue to tick along as that Overlord speed going to be coming through with us as well. And yeah, the Forge coming online, the Adept still building. Just going to see the Adepts trying to stay together. I mean, I like that Shameless is mixing it up, but there's also that Overlord speed, which means that Solar's going to be ready not just to defend this, I think, but also counterattack against it. Like, he's even going to be able to bring Queens on the counter. And that's going to make it very difficult to defend this as Shameless, who I honestly think is going to be in some trouble. This first Adept Shade cannot really commit. So now you're going to have to wait and go for a Shade at a later point, but it just doesn't feel good. There's a lot of Roaches here already. Good wall off as well, just going to mean these Adepts can't get in, so they just can't find anything so far. No success at all just yet. Again, +1 the blink still coming through. We get a few more probes in production. I'm just going to have ourselves the drones, the roaches, continue to come through at the moment, so a lot of that on the way, and a couple of Adepts going in. Still trying to get a little bit extra done for now. Queen's going to be there. The Adept taking a bit more damage. And just going to be seeing the rest of the Adepts. Actually will get access to the natural, but there's so many units there. Doesn't really make sense just yet. Roach speed finishing soon with the +1 missiles to go along with those roaches. The Baneling Nest as well will help make this army a little bit better overall. That really is the next step of this. Stalks and the Adepts get through. The Creep Team is going to go down. The Adepts are going to shade. Roaches moving across as well. The Roaches and the Ravager still join up together. The Stalk is still taking damage also. A little bit extra coming through as you just still push at the front. Let's see, a few more units going down. The Stalk is now hitting the hatchery. Again, Ling, Roach, Ravager, melee upgrade on the way by. We lose a few drones already, but man, the numbers are looking good for Solar overall. As he is going to start pushing through. Just needs to make sure that Stay Sword doesn't do too much. Actually, I was going to say he's piling on the Stay Sword. I don't know if that was accidental or intentional. Ravager's still moving up. The Stalker's getting chased away. The rest of the Roach is pulling back as well. Again, melee upgrade, Bane speed all coming through. So that Roach Ravager joining up. A few Stalkers taking damage, a couple more Biles coming into place. And +2 attack charge coming through. Stalkers in the Robo facility building as well. The Adepts trying to shade down into that natural. Ling's getting caught in the stasis ward. The Ling is still trying to push over. We are going to see the Adepts still fighting as the Roach Ravager pulls back the other way. The Zerglings splitting across for the moment as that +2 attack and that charge coming through. Its drones and probes have begun to go down. These Adepts get in after the rest of those units and workers, so we are actually getting damage done, but is it worth it in the end? I mean, we just lost 11 probes of our own, right? So this kind of equals out that damage taken. Still pushing with the Stalkers at the front, to be fair, and of course the Biles will help to push it back. Solar is hanging on to 5 bases during this, so he's holding off throughout this pressure, which is a big part of it as well, I suppose, as now the Ling Roach Ravager going to be there again to turn the Stalkers around the other way. Oracle activating to go after the couple of drones, so again a bit more damage done. Wrong Roach Ravager still chasing. We actually do get rid of one hatchery though, so Solar becomes a 4-base Zerg. It's a little problematic. We actually lose an Oracle just to a trailing Queen there. A little bit of a shame to just lose attention on it, which, you know, that could have been kept alive in comparison. The Zerglings move through. The Zard's going to fight back. Roach Ravager going to play cleanup. Stalker's still coming across and jumping onto a little bit more of the Ling Roach Ravager. And we see the Stalker's having to pull back over the right-hand side, and the few Lings are still chasing as well. Stalker's getting pushed up the top. Cloud's actually breaking through onto the natural also here, so they're also going to get a chance to come in and have some impact, getting through and dealing some counter damage. But can we defend at home? It's just Ling Roach Ravager, and apparently Solar doesn't want to keep pushing through. And then Roach, Bane, Ling on the way over. One Ravager in the front goes down. The other units there. Just going to push the Stalkers the other direction as well. Now, Solar's about to max out, but surely he doesn't want to wait much longer, because then the Pros gets a chance to have a larger army too. Or he just looks to hold off the Stalkers while also counterattacking. The Banes here obviously connected in big time. Units on the top are doing well. It's the force on the bottom. The Stalkers are actually going to win out, so Solar might not have a lot of defenses immediately ready. But maybe reinforcements can get him there in the end. He's going to lose this hatchery though, so low ground hatch will go down. He's already killed the 4th base of Shameless. He might kill the 3rd as well, honestly. He's killed 40 probes. It's very similar to the first game, where Solar was like kind of hanging in there. He wasn't hanging in there as heavily as he was last time. Like, you know, he was a bit more just in the game naturally. But it's the same sort of vibe where now he's just killed a bunch of probes all at once. Base is going down, and that's going to make it way more difficult for this army to stay competitive. And Solar is just about scrapping his way through with these armies so far. And Ling Roach Ravager still chasing forward. The Zerglings just pushing through as well. Still chasing. We move on through. Focus Blink for a couple more roaches. Just gonna see the Ling Roach Ravager gathering together. It's gonna be there to chase those Stalkers down, pushing straight up to the upper right hand side. Gonna go shoving through as the Lings get a couple more kills. Again, a bit more Ling Roach on the way out at the moment. Again, it's difficult the longer this game goes on because you are currently a 2-base Protoss player here is Shameless. So you're 2-base Protoss against the multi-base Zerg in comparison. Looking very tough at the moment as the Stalkers still push down the bottom left. Just going to see the Ling Roach Ravager. Going to go and get jumped on a little. So the Stalker's able to jump on a lot of that. A couple of barrels coming down. Lings, I mean, obviously you can blink out of this one, but it's not going to matter. GG's. Solar is going to take the series 2-0. Solar will move on through to a 1-0 start for himself. That puts Shameless down to 1-2 on the day, which is not great for him. Like I say, we're going to get ready for MaNa versus Solar here in just a few moments. So we'll get that ready to start up. So MaNa versus Solar. Coming in. No, sorry. MaNa versus Yakov, surely. Nope, MaNa versus Solar, then MaNa versus Yakov. Okay, so MaNa. Yeah, that does make sense. MaNa Solar, then MaNa Yakov. So we'll get that going in a second here. Cool. Alright, get video started up and we'll get ready to roll. Now, Shameless still looking competitive in a lot of these matches, but still got a little bit of work to do to just push to that next level of consistency. Yeah, Shameless apparently eliminated already. Clearly, apparently no way for him to 1-2 tie it up and have the advantage, so... We do have Solar and MaNa. I want to know, Yakov at 0-1, his matches will close out the day. As we just wait for the videos here between Solar and MaNa to get us on the way right now. So look to get this going. Okay, it's a couple of moments, get ready to go. Actually, I think I'm just going to go turn the heating off, so I'll just be... 30 seconds, I'll be right back with you. like we're just about to pick our map, guys. Let's start up on Tokamak. Perfect. It's ready to go. Alrighty, just a couple of moments waiting for Solo to join the lobby. Oh, I didn't drop the lobby link. That might help. Everyone else just joined the lobby instantly, so I didn't even think about it. But yeah, Solo to join the lobby here. Maybe go. Get ready to rumble. Ready GLHF. Ready go. Let's kick off into our fourth best of 3 of the day, guys. We're at the halfway marker. Alright, let's get ready to roll. In the bottom left-hand side, we're going to start things off with our red Protoss player. In this best of 3, it is going to be Team Liquid's MaNa. Taking on the blue Zerg. In the upper right-hand side from Falcons, we've got Solar. A little bit of PvZ then for us, as obviously no Terrans in this group, just Protoss and Zerg. And it is going to be a couple of PvZs in a row now, with MaNa versus Yakov following this series. Then Solo Yakov will be the ZVZ to round us up today, close us out, and to bring an end to today's WardiTV October action. So 3 best of 3s remaining. Let's get this up rolling and see how things will go. Gateway in the assimilator coming through. We take a couple of moments to get set up there initially in the early stages. Supreme Wizardry, thank you so much for the 7-month resub on the Prime. Long live the craft. Hell yeah, thank you so much for the 7 months, man. Thank you for priming us up. We haven't really sold out much today. We did a bit of a sellout day yesterday. You might notice the 700 sub count. Yeah, we did that. But yeah, if you guys are enjoying, obviously, a couple of moments here just to mention some things early in this matchup. First of all, as always, your free ways to support, liking, subscribing on the YouTube, following on Twitch, and just keeping on watching. We appreciate you guys tuning in over the weekend. We appreciate you tuning in through the weeks. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And also, if you obviously do enjoy the content and want to see more of it, do consider supporting. Just because we hit 700 doesn't mean we have to stop. I'm not going to try and say we got to hit 800 or anything, but you know, the more subs, the more money, the more we can actually run StarCraft events, the more we can cover the costs of these tournaments. So if you like what you're seeing, do consider supporting. Use that Prime sub if you've got it available as well. There's usually quite a few people who watch it on the weekends who have a Prime sub and they just don't realize it, so give it a click and have a look. And if you're really enjoying the stream, you can also If you're specifically enjoying the tournament, you can obviously support WardiTV tournaments on the Patreon page, patreon.com/WardiTV. 100% of pledges on Patreon go directly into tournament prize pools. Patreon goes a long way to supporting events just like this one, as well as our upcoming WardiTV Korean Royale Season 4 and our WardiTV 2025 Championship. So again, definitely check out the Patreon page. Again, that is patreon.com/WardiTV. Thank you so much, Not Stupid, with the Prime sub. Appreciate you for the Prime. Thanks for clicking the button. Thanks for responding to the sellout as we get ourselves into Game 1 of this tokamak game between MaNa and Solar. Definitely MaNa an underdog, but I still feel like MaNa's been playing well lately. I mean, honestly, with Solar playing a little shaky, arguably, in that first series we just saw of him, I would not be super shocked if MaNa was to come out of this and be, you know, looking competitive and having a shot at taking Solar down, or at the very least maybe taking a map. Solar can still be a tricksy play, and while Hig looked a little bit kind of wonky at points in that last game, there are also points where you could look at it and say, well, yeah, it looked a bit scary at times, but Solar actually played very well to bring it back too, so kind of positives at different points. As the Oracle's coming about, a couple of, well, the Rover facility, the gate's coming up, the Nexus is coming online as well. We got a lot of this set up, drones and Queen on the way, adding some Spore Crawlers on also. And we just have ourselves the feelings actually getting a probe across the map already, so able to make a little grab and a nab right there. As AJ Smithy coming in with the Prime sub also. Thank you so much for priming us up. Appreciate you taking the time to click the button and choosing to share your Prime on the channel. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thanks for making the StarCraft keep on happening. Thank you. Alright, a few depths coming across, the Oracle coming over early. This is kind of the first check. If Solar can, you know, keep himself from taking damage here, that would be a great start. No drones lost in this game just yet. It is the dream of a Zerg to see an early game PvZ where you don't lose drones. But that's going to start ending right now. These depths do fully shade though. They're going to sit in the corner, block themselves up against the Lings. Makes it difficult. The Lings actually back away from that. Still only the one single drone kill. Now we're going to get a couple extra. The Adept shade to the side over here. Do we leave a couple on the low ground? No, we just shade them all up here. I felt like there's going to be so much more potential than there was in the end, no? Temple Archives, Gateways, and the Prism continue to come through. It's going to have ourselves the Lair and the Roadtron coming up as well. Extra drones producing on by. The Oracle activating, getting after a couple of the Zerglings for a few moments. It's going to be seeing some damage being done. Again, Ling Roach on the way through, that Roach speed still coming by. A couple of Archons in the battering on the way up as well, as you get a couple more pylons, and the Assimilators coming through too, so a lot of that just still coming into play. The Stalker going to be there to push the Lings back the other direction initially. Chase that out of there just for now. Mortal Storm building from MaNa. So his setup in this game is looking toward the future. Solar has that Overlord speed, and every time there's an Overlord speed, you've just got to expect that possibility of this could just be him on the way to the Overlord drop, the Queens and the Roaches, and just sending it across the map for full-on aggression. So definitely kind of expecting that to be a factor here initially. So it's going to be Solar the one that brings it to a quicker close, as MaNa, like I say, is setting up for the longer game. Obviously, Immortal Storm going to be very useful against this upcoming attack. Maybe Storm not quite so much, but every Immortal is going to count for a lot here. Storm can still do a bit to soften up some of these Roaches. I think, you know, against Roaches, Storm definitely is significantly worse than it was before, right? You know, beforehand, a couple of Storms, even though they didn't kill Roaches super quickly, still softened them up big time. If you stood in enough of them. I can't imagine now these newer Storms are going to be loving trying to deal with Roaches in a big way here, so it's going to be much more about the Immortal Archon, the batteries, and all the rest. Like I say, that doesn't make the Storms useless, as the High Templar actually was a priority target there from Solar. It doesn't make the Storms useless, it's going to make them just a little bit less impactful. And like I said, I'm not going to think it's going to stop Solar attacking through. That was a pretty good defense at first though, right? Solar loses a lot, and his first wave of Roaches get turned around already. MaNa's up 10 workers, remember. He is in a good position if he survives this, and right now surviving is absolutely on the cards because that first engagement was good. Solo loses a little bit of his momentum gone. He's just going to get some free pickings here on some Zerglings as Solo wants to open up the rocks to give him a multi kind of pathway into this third base of the Protoss player. So looking to aim for that right about now. Infestation Pit halfway done. Evolution Chamber in production. Two more Zerglings on the way as we just have drones in production too. Adding on a Queen. Extractors and Creep Tumors coming up with the Infestation Pit as well, showing us that we are done with this attack, which is correct because we're in trouble. MaNa's actually preemptively building a Phoenix, and I don't blame him. Things almost seem too easy here, right? Like this attack came, it was pretty easily pushed back by the first wave of defense, and now he's probably like, what the hell are you doing? Like, where's the rest of your gas going? Why was this such an easy defense? He's building a Phoenix because I think he's expecting that this could possibly be mutas. There's an Overseer you can chase down as well, so there's like a multiple access point, but I wonder if he is... I wonder if this is to get rid of the Overseer of like, yeah, he's building another one. There's no way this is not him just thinking that mutas are a realistic follow-up right now, which is not a bad guess, and Solo's done that a fair bit lately, but actually it's going to be Swarm Hosts of all things. So Solo going to follow up into the Swarm Host play for this first game. Second wave now. Heading into that, going to be interesting. Ravager pulling back, Queen's Swarm Host gathering together. Just going to be seeing our units pressing through as the Swarm Host sell, and let's have ourselves a couple of Storms right there, hitting a lot of those Roaches. Okay, that's where Storms are going to be great, if the Roaches stand still in the Storms clumped. I don't think that's going to be easily done, as we're actually going to see MaNa, he's going to ignore this Locust. Okay, this is a brave play from MaNa. It's a bit of a risk that he's taken, but if it works out, it's brilliant. The idea is, he's like, hey, you want me to go run after this Locust? You want me to go play defense? But those Swarm Hosts are on cooldown, and as long as those Swarm Hosts are on cooldown, I want to fight. Because he knows that this half the army supply is essentially just not doing anything. So if he can fight the Roach Ravager during this time, it's going to be very good for him. So MaNa is going to search for it. He is looking to take an aggressive fight in. Corrosive Vials are landing a little bit here and there. Swarm Host still on cooldown because that's how quick MaNa was to come across and pressure this. I love the choice. It sacrifices his third base, so it was not a free move to make, but it gets him a lot of damage done. He might get a base in return here now. Zealot's going to distract into the main base, already getting a Queen. Here are the Locusts to try and save the day over here. We storm once, not toward the Locust though. He's going to step away from the Locust, so good save from Solo. Keeps the fourth base alive. That is a big deal. So we'll stay as a 4-base Zerg for the moment, but these Locusts are going to run out of time very soon, but they're going to be given a High Templar. Well, we just didn't get the kill on it, but nearly a mistake from MaNa. Again, we're back on cooldown with the Swarm Host, though, so it's going to be a difficult couple moments, considering MaNa is still on your side of the map. The Swarm Hosts are meant to keep him on his side of the map, and that's just clearly not happening at all. I mean, this hatchery goes down here. I don't think you save this one. You see the Storm coming down, zoning a few of the Hydras back from the choke point. Yep, there goes the hatchery, and I don't think MaNa needs to necessarily do more just yet, because, like I say, a hatch going down is already a big win. Now we maybe do want to go home, defend, and make sure the Swarm Hosts don't do too much. They're already positioned to try and do a little bit more on the other side. Roaches come back into the main base playing defense against this Zealot Warping, which has just arrived as well. Just going to bring itself straight through for that. Roach is going after the Zealots. Seismic Spine's finishing very shortly. There's a couple of Phoenix nibble at the Locust as well. Dropping straight down there. We do see the pylon going down. Everything else taking damage. Extra Zealots still building their way through for the moment, as well as everything else. Like more Hydras building into place, the Immortal Archon coming online, the Prism Blink on the way through as well. It's going to be seeing a couple of Corrosive Vials coming in. Immortal Stalker will still try and press up the right. A couple of lifts on the Ravagers going to be going down. It's going to knock those away and still have a chance to continue through. Swarm Host popping out on the left-hand side. And the Lurkers putting some damage in. We're going to step up. We can storm those Lurkers maybe. Soften this up quickly. Do we have enough to truly fight into this? MaNa says, yes, I do. And honestly, don't think he's wrong. The supply of solar is dropping. MaNa takes the supply lead. That's almost always an indicator that this game is about to be GGing from the Zerg. You see some Swarm Hosts popping up on the other side of the map as they come back through the Nidus. Locust will buy you a tiny bit of time, but again, using Locust defensively never feels good. And Solo has lost everything else already, so MaNa is looking great for a Game 1 victory in this best of 3. He has pretty much cruised through. to success here already. Just going to see that Swarf Roller going to get jumped on this Lurker. GG gets called, and MaNa will take the opening game of the best of 3 with. Honestly, again, to me, the coolest move was just saying, you know what, screw my third base. Don't care about it. Let's go fight. And because he was able to take a fight and then the Swarm Host had to fight defense, like, that's just not how you want to play Swarm Host at all. Obviously, this does come off of a very good opening for MaNa as well, where the game opens in a way that allows him, you know, he defends initially, Solo's behind from a committed attack that doesn't do anything. But I think you can still look at this and say that MaNa played that one well. On solo server preference as well. As we get ready for White Rabbit for map 2 as soon as I can find it in the list. There we go. Alright, game 2 coming up in a couple of moments. We'll get this ready to go. Just getting everyone in our lobby. Going ready, says Solar. Ready in GLF, Chef, says MaNa. These guys are ready quickly. Let's get it straight into action. Alright, we're going to get this countdown finished up, and let's get in the game. As we have in the bottom left-hand side, the red Protoss player representing Team Liquid. We are going to have ourselves MaNa. Up against the blue Zergy in the top right corner, it is Solar, who is down a game. Like I say, I would come into today saying Solar was a favorite, right? But honestly, after watching the Solar vs Shameless series, I said there was definitely a good chance for MaNa to get in here. And he played well in that first game. And again, I actually think he made some very cool calls to make sure to capitalize on the situation. Because again, it's not easy just saying, I'm going to sacrifice my third base and just run across and fight. But it was the absolutely correct call, because that was the move that kept momentum onto his side and forced Solar to have to play super defensively and just forced Solar basically into not being able to stay in the game after losing the fourth base. So it was a great little combo of things there. Very fun to see. Just a straight up forge early from MaNa, so he's going to get aggro with the cannon rush here in game number 2. This is something that MaNa does a surprising amount, is going to wall ourselves not in just yet, so there's going to be a drone that gets there. Now another drone coming down the low ground, a second probe shows up. It's going to get a little bit awkward. We save the probe that's low, which means we do get the cannon down, but it is attackable by a couple of workers. This other probe needs to decide what it wants to do. Oh, tries to get the gateway down for the wall-off. Doesn't happen, so that's an issue. Probe does get the gateway down this time. That's the end of the probe, so we're going to have to get a new probe across the map. That one drone, by the way, is locked into that cannon spot, so that drone is going to be stuck in there with the cannon. But the other drones are about to take out the pylon, but yeah, the cannon's done, so I don't think this really matters, honestly. Again, this one drone is definitely going to die. And that cannon losing its shields, but nothing more. And there's nothing else that can touch it for a long time, right? Spawning pool about to be done, so we're way off the queen. We're way off the lings. Yeah, you can see the desperation here from MaNa. Oh, from Solar. Good mineral walk from MaNa. And he does get a second cannon down. That's important, because this second cannon gives you access to the hatchery. He's going to get a few more drones. So while it gets cancelled, he will not be able to hit the hatchery with the cannon. He does get rid of a few more drones, and the early economy is a pain. The issue is now, what do you really do here? We add on one more cannon. He's going to build a Zealot. It's just nothing really in reach of that hatchery. Is going to make this a lot tougher. 6 lings on the way out as well. Going to build another cannon here as well, but the 6 lings are out. I think that's going to make it very difficult. As we get a couple cannon shots though, and they're going to help. One more pylon in the back to keep things powered up. Is Zealot out now as well? See what the Zealot wants to do, what it wants to commit to. For the moment, just going to hit the hatchery. So we begin to get the hatch. The cannons and the Zealots still building up. The Overlord will take a few more shots. And we just see Spines, Lings, and the Queen building as well. The Zealots still swinging through the hatch for a few moments here. The Lings trying to get the other way. The Queen going to pop out, looking to get the Zealot on top of everything else. As the Spine Crawlers will be finished in just a moment, and the Lings pop into the natural. They're going to try and get after the pylon. So nice little counter on the other side. It's frustrating, but I don't know if it's really kind of super terrible for MaNa overall. He's going to recall one Zealot to deal with those Lings, but they're still going to lose the pylon. I mean, it just means that you have the Zealot to keep the Lings from kind of getting your mineral line. As you see a probe going down there, this is a nice little grab. Solo going to take anything he can get in a game that's 18 workers each. Obviously, MaNa, no expansion. That's what he wants to get to eventually, but he doesn't have the money for it yet. I mean, maybe he doesn't actually. He's roboing across the map, so never mind that statement. That's just completely wrong, as a spine crawler here will outreach the cannon, and hence the island will go down. So that gateway will be depowered. Robo finishing in a moment. It's time to build ourselves the Immortal and Prison play. And it's something that used to be very popular. It's not really seen as much anymore, but MaNa bringing it back and still kind of utilizing it here and there, so still finding some uses for it, even though I think a lot of people really did move on from this and never really looked back again. Like I say, MaNa's been finding some use for it recently as the few Zerglings nibble their way through the Cybernetics Court. Zealot and the two pros trying to fight off the freaking Zerglings here, being hella annoying, honestly. And again, that first Immortal pops. Do we just go Prism after one Immortal? No, he's going to go second Immortal. Maybe nothing you really need to Prism micro against just yet. Like 2 cannons, battery. Immortals on their own should be fine for now. I don't mind him putting the cooldown onto the Immortal barrier, because obviously that just means you are already kind of just getting free value. That Spine Crawler goes half HP quickly. Stalker and the Immortal going to try and hit the Spine Crawler there, and that does actually find a transfusion quickly spent. Couple of vials onto the cannon, but we do get rid of one spine. Now the gateway did fall. The Ravager's obviously big here because they can fight from afar. They don't take bonus damage off the Immortal as well, so that will be a big deal. Battery's already kind of running out of energy here, but here's a second Immortal from MaNa to try and keep this pressure going. 2 Immortals at the front. You can see the Queen's taking a lot of damage. I tell you what, the cannon's still healthy as well. The Queen's going down. That's an issue. Not stacking up transfuse energy is painful. And I actually do like MaNa's call to just say, I do not need the Warp Prism here. 3rd Immortal on the way, and so far it's been absolutely correct. Just going to need to finish off that spine. Damage taken there as we hit the hatchery incorrectly one time. Now the Ravagers try and chase down that one Immortal low. The battery gets the energy to heal it a little bit. Solo is going to say GG, and it's a 2-0 for MaNa, and what a place in this group for him, as 2-0 over Solar is going to put him into a 2-0 position overall. No map lost yet today. He's going to play Yakov next. And that will be big. And actually, it's kind of wild, because then Solar against Yakov becomes an important match. If Solar's at 1-1, I mean, there's a very real possibility we're looking at 3-way tiebreaker if there's something crazy that happens otherwise. So, yeah, this group stays wide open because of it. As we're going to head on over to Europe, because MaNa versus Yakov will be the next matchup. So more PvZ as MaNa looks to finish off what has been a perfect day from him so far, with more Protoss versus Zerg, like I say, on that European server. So we're going to hop across there and get these videos started and ready to roll nice and quickly. Fun build from MaNa, making it work. Honestly, like I say, great series from him. He played well in this one. I liked what I saw. It was some good fun. It was some good fun. Alright, we'll just take a moment. Alright, just waiting for MaNa to come across and join us here as well, so we'll just be a few moments, guys. I also need to just find Yakov. Perfect. Alright, MaNa here, Yakov here. So it'll be Yakov MaNa, and then Yakov Solar to round us out today, guys. It's a couple of best 3s left. Honestly, suddenly this group is on its head. And again, a win over Solar. MaNa going 2-0 in both his matches as well, big deal. So even a map win here might secure him first place, because then he'd probably have better map score than anyone else. So yeah. Cool. Alright, we'll take a couple moments, guys, get ready to rumble and take this one off and away. As I just have a few videos already coming by, so we shouldn't be too long to get into it. Like I say, ready to go very shortly for one more PvZ and then some ZVZ. Do I think cannon rushing is bad at MaNa? Yes, I think MaNa woke up today and he said, you know what? I'm going to BM the hell out of Solar. I'm going to build cannons and it's natural. I don't think he can defeat it. I mean, what more BM is there than saying you're going to lose to a cannon rush? And thinking your opponent can lose to... I mean, yeah, there's nothing worse, right? So yeah, why not? Let's go for it. Two, three, four, 5, 6. 1, 2. Cool. All right. I'll be away in just a couple of moments then, guys. Get this set to rumble. Yakov just joined us. We should be pretty much ready to rumble, guys. So, kicking off into Taito Citadel. Ready, GLHF says MaNa. Ready, says Yakov. And I think we are good to begin. Let's do this. Let's click start. Let's jump into our first game of the best of 3. And as a piece of those kind of rushes, he plays. You know, MaNa is not afraid to just absorb or adopt the kind of the off style kind of play. It's very fun to witness. So yeah, I enjoy it. I like it. Let's see what happens on Taito Citadel here as we get underway on this one. We begin game 1 of this BO3. Can MaNa go 3-0 on the day and get first place in this group? Or will it be Yakov to get an upset? And it would be an upset based on the other results of this group. Here's the blue Zerg in the top left-hand side to start us off on intros. Obviously, we've already said his name in the bottom right. It is MaNa, a red Protoss player. Like I say, talk about the cannon rush, but do not overlook that opening game against Solar from MaNa. He really did make some really good calls on the situation. Actually, just like I say, I think he played very, very well, put himself in good positions, gave himself the position to kind of play from and take a dub from. And meanwhile, Yakov is like, hey, let's do crazy things. He's going to throw a gold base down in the bottom left corner. So he's going to try and set up onto a gold base super early here, get that underway, as the hatchery and a few drones will be on the way through as well. Alright, Hatchcast pool coming up. Just going to see the Cybercore coming in, probe moving. Obviously, MaNa wants to try and figure out what's going on here, what the deal is. Identify that bottom left. Gold would be a huge part of it, so going to move over for that initially. Couple Queens and the Lings coming through then. I get going. How young is young Yakov? Yeah, I was trying to find this out. I was thinking he's not that young anymore because he took the young out of his name at points. But he's 21. Crazily enough means that he was born in 2004. Like, hello, how does that work? I don't know, but yeah, he is 21. But yeah, still pretty young, but not kind of like, you know, as young as some of the other guys. Like GG Machine on the rise right now is like 16 or something. So yeah, there's a lot of these youngsters that are still playing, participating, and are strangely good at StarCraft for how young they are. Lings will come over. Probe will take some shots. The Stargate about to finish in a couple of moments. So we do see the Adept just going to be there. The Ling getting turned around the other way. And Oracle and the Warp Gate all coming up. Just going to be seeing the Adept going through. The Warp Gate still ticking along on the Cybercore. Link speed about to finish up as well. And that gateway is about to complete as link speed will complete. And the Overlord's still just chilling overhead for a couple of moments. So we take a little bit of time there. And a couple of Adepts will shade out up to the top of the map. So Adepts will go for a little bit of a shade right now. A little bit of a journey. I see the Oracle. Just going to move about. A couple of Adepts moving through. The Warp Gate's still building. Rex is out of here. He's had enough. Seeing a couple of Lings still moving through. The Oracle going to activate. And we do get 4 drones initially. It's not a bad first attempt. And that Oracle very healthy coming out of this as well, which is also good to see. And just going to get those few drones coming about, the Queen on the way through, so we continue to get that all rolling here. Let's just have the land, the drones coming about, Twilight Council about to finish. The Adepts coming over, chasing those Zerglings. So we're going to shoot, Overlord will do a little bit of damage, a couple of Oracles. Will be flying overhead as well. And the Adepts will continue to shade about to the upper left-hand side. +1 and Blink. Both building from MaNa, so get into a comfortable spot. Obviously, he's playing against that gold, and it gives you that boosted economy from Yakov. So does he do anything with it? Does he try and get aggressive at all? Or, you know, what is his plan going to be, basically, is the question mark right now. Oracle's activating. You get rid of about 3 drones, so nice little catches. Let's see the couple of Lings in the front. Going to hit those Stalkers as well. Now going to be seeing the rest of the Adepts trying to get through also. The Adepts going to try and recall back. The Oracle's activating. Just seeing the few Lings getting through after some of those Stalkers. A couple of Lings already being chased away. +1 and Blink both building out. Like I say, from MaNa, that would be a great addition. But 4 more drones is already great for him as well. He's got 8 drones, 20 Lings this game. Resource lost is even-ish, but obviously hitting that economy does slow the Zerg down and makes it difficult for them to recover. Only just now throwing down the 3rd, though, and that's maybe one of the bigger issues here, is that 3rd is pretty darn late against a faster eco Zerg. So maybe that's a little bit of a concern as the Revelation comes down. Crypt Team is being cleaned up. +1 and Blink still coming through. Add on those Stalkers. We do have the Queen. Not going down just yet. A few of the Lings getting jumped on. There's the Queen going down now. Roaches will be KO'd. I mean, this gold is going to be in a bit of trouble, but at the same time, we just got rid of the 3rd base of MaNa. Does Yakov have the numbers anyway? I mean, he's building Roaches, but they're just not here yet. I think it's the Overlord that actually supply blocks as well. Here we go. The Roaches and the Queens are coming. What can we do in this time? I mean, we're going to target the hatchery. If we target the hatchery, there's going to be transfusions soon, so I don't think that's going to be much of anything. I think MaNa's going to have to back away from this. Extra Link showing up. Going to have to start blinking. Reinforcements arrive. And they're trying to get the 3rd going once again as we try and deal with this whole situation. A very hectic game right now as Yakov tries to continue holding on to this gold base. The melee upgrade on the way. The Ling Roach Queen is going to come pushing through as well. The Lings are still chasing and coming across as we see the rest of the Ling Roach army going to stand up strong. +2 attack upgrade on the Forge also building by for now. So that +2 attack on the way out. The Hydrogen coming online. The Hatchery, Roaches, Lings all building through as well. The melee upgrade also going to be a part of this. Stalkers going to blink across, go after a couple of the Zerglings there. It's just going to be able to chase all the way over to that right-hand side. And the Overlord in a little bit more trouble. Just going to see a +2 attack upgrade. Very much so, still building up and into play as well. The Stargate coming online. The Nexus coming through, adding on a battery. On top of everything else, and a couple of Overlords will get dropped. Some KOs on that. As a little revelation comes down, doesn't do much of anything just yet. Idling Roach Ravager still moving through. Stalker's retreating away. Oracle's activating onto the Ravagers. Continue to run the hell out of that at the moment as the hatchery comes into place once more. Just for now. More Stalker's just going to warp in on that third base, so we just get that going immediately. Oracles and a +2 attack will continue to build in play right now. Stalkers will move up the right side and join up with everything else up over there very shortly. Hydra's melee, Hydra speed. Continuing out, just going to get a jump onto this hatchery and a bit of damage to be done. I think Roach Ravager going to show up, and we cancel up the base. And it's the 5th hatch of Yakov. Well, no, sorry, I guess it's the... Well, he's got this one up, because it is kind of the 5th patch of Yakov. So 5th base of Yakov gets cancelled, killed. Yeah. I mean, nice little play from MaNa, Yakov, and decent supply. MaNa on decent supply too, to be honest. Heading to +3 attacks, like maintaining an upgrade lead. He gets to 4 Oracles in the end, catches a few of these Zerglings already. The Stalker's through. It's going to be another cancel, so keeping the 5th base down. Kind of interesting, because the gold came in early from Yakov, he kind of plays down that left-hand side, which is just not really the usual kind of way of doing things here. As we do see one Oracle going down, some Stalkers from the other side are getting caught horribly. Still retreating away. Can we actually overwhelm here as MaNa? It was actually getting kind of close, but not quite enough in the end. Losing one Oracle, a bit of a shame, but he did get a bunch of Hydras from committing in with the Oracles, so they did find some value there at least. And of course, when you have many Oracles, it's a lot less kind of worrisome to kind of lose one or two. When you're kind of committing to the trades, the whole point is you're probably going to lose a couple when trading out to some extent. Hive very nearly being done. The Lurker Down going to be a part of the list of things that we're adding onto here. +1 missile is done shortly. Creep Tumor is being cleaned out. Stalker Oracle pushing over as we get rid of a little bit more creep and clean up our best that we can. Stalker's coming over. The couple Oracles coming by overhead. Again, just going to see that Storm on the way, +3 attack on the way as well. Battery cannon continuing through. Just going to get the Oracle, dropping down another Stasis Ward out over to the left side here currently. Continuing to get that on the way for the moment. Surround cannons, the battery. Again, just coming up and online for the moment. Is Yakov considered a pro? I'd say he's good enough to be considered a pro, right? Like in the modern day of StarCraft, like he earns money from StarCraft 2. I don't know if he's full time. I don't know what else he does, but like he's at that level where I think you would consider him kind of like pro level. He can compete with the rest, but he's not out there winning tournaments. He's kind of like on that. I would say he's good enough to be kind of on that borderline between like pro and semi-pro. You know, like if StarCraft 2 was a bit more successful still, like in the overall scene, if the overall scene was a bit bigger, you might consider Yakov like the kind of guy who would try and go pro probably. So he earns money from it. He doesn't earn nothing. Like he earns a decent amount. So yeah. It kind of depends what your definition of pro is. To me, nowadays, when you talk about pro StarCraft players, like it just means like you're at the level where you can be substantial in tournaments. You can stand up with the best. You can legitimately win money playing in tournaments with the best players in the world, and that's what Yakov does. If you win tournaments, well, if you can win any amount of money, even if it's like the top 16 money, from tournaments that feature the very best, then I'm all about it. I'm all about considering that as a pro. Won't move. A couple Oracles moving over the sides. It'll take a couple of moments here once more to settle down. Lurker's coming across the map. Gonna go journey over. Looking to make a little bit of play here at the moment as well. As we are going to be seeing, obviously, a big push in from Yakov. And actually, the supply for Yakov looks very good. My goodness, sorry. Where did all this supply come from? I'm all of a sudden shocked. I'm reading chat, and I look back, and Yakov is in a great position. Holy. And like I say, great position supply-wise. I mean, great position with what army he's got here. The only issue is he's running out of anti-air against those Oracles. Cannon's defending on the other side. So MaNa's looking as though he might hold on, trying to build into the carriers. But Roach Hydra still stepping through. The couple cannons will help you to buy a bit of time for some warp-ins. MaNa obviously trying to defend his fourth base up that right side. Positioning definitely becoming a little bit funky here. Adrenal lands on +2 missiles in terms of upgrades finishing up from Yakov. As High Templar in some trouble, just going to drop whatever storms they can because realistically they were about to get killed. So getting caught out on their own. The Lings run back through that storm and die because of it. So again, one of those moments where a longer storm actually has some impact in the end as well. And we are going to see MaNa. I honestly think he's just going to struggle to deal with these carriers, but I mean, he's very with these lurkers. If he can get to the carriers, maybe there's not enough anti-air to really deal with it. But maybe he's just getting bullied a little bit too much anyway. As Yakov comes through, MaNa is, at this point, I think, in too much trouble, to be honest. And I think he is going to lose the fourth at the very least, and that's probably going to push us over towards GG. You know, the two carriers on their own won't do it, and the Hydra's lunging forward to be able to get one of those kills already is obviously a very nice, easy pick-off as well. So able to get more value there. We pull it a little bit further back. And again, Hydra's Lurk is going to move forward as well. Coming up this ramp here. Going to lunge backward, getting out of the way. Again, a couple more carriers, the Nexus and Interceptors all building up. The +3 missile upgrade is going to be a part of this with the Spire in production as well. So that's also coming through. Roach Hydra still coming about. +3 missiles on the way over. As the Stalkers are still going to chase through, and they're going to get rid of another Lurker. Hydra's also still being chased a little bit. A few more shots coming about here. Yeah, guys, the lunge from the Hydras is an ability they got 2 patches ago. It gets them lunge forward and kind of make a little dive. It is a tech you have to research, I believe, still. So it's an upgrade you research, but it gives the Hydras a little bit of mobility, kind of lunging into a fight or lunging out of a fight. It's actually pretty fun. I thought it was a really cool... It's one of those abilities that just fits nicely in the game. Like, when they added it, it was like, oh, this is just fun. It's not super game-changing a lot of the time, but, you know, as Zergs get used to it, it might create a couple of opportunities, and in this case, we lunge forward because we just believe we can take enough of a fight here. 2 carriers go down very quickly. The Lurkers burrow up. They're going to get a lot of the ground damage done here. They actually get killed off pretty quickly, way faster than I thought. Yakov is clearly still controlling this game, though, feeling very good where he's at right now. As MaNa is just... I mean, MaNa's holding on to 3 bases against the Zerg who continues to control the map. So just trying to get as much done as possible. Okay, Yakov's going to be maxed out in a couple of moments. Look, is going down. The Interceptor's getting ready to fly through. So just got a Tempest carrier, High Templar coming over. Nexus building. Lurker's just continuing up everything again. Still joining through right now. Just going to get rid of that Lurker as well. Easy pickoff. This was catching a lot of those Lurkers. We're going to continue through as the gateways, the pylons will take some more damage. One more storm coming down. The Hydra's still trying to lunge through. I mean, Yakov is basically just kind of picking and choosing his fights right now as he is in full control of this game. With Corruptors out as well, he's got a better response to the carriers in the Tempest, so an even more comfortable way to clean those up. And I will say GG. And his first map loss of the day comes to Yakov. He obviously lost to Shameless earlier, took a map in doing so, but yeah, actually kind of interesting because if Yakov can win this, he's right in this group with a ZVZ left to play. So, going to get very exciting towards the tail end of this group. We're actually I kind of thought we might get to the end of this group and kind of know where we were at and stuff, but actually, like, this group has flipped on its head in a big way. So, absolutely not the case. And Persephone hosted for our game 2 here in just a second, guys. As soon as our players are ready, we are good to go. Ready, ready. Let's get this one going. Yeah, this group gets really interesting. If MaNa's 2-0, having beaten Solar, but then Yakov beats MaNa, then Solar, then actually I think MaNa is through no matter what. But obviously MaNa would love to take first place and avoid some of those first place finishes from other groups, because the other first place finishes are not going to be super fun to play against, so it'd be really nice if we could kind of, you know, avoid some of those. In the Bottom left-hand side, down a game, looking to guarantee himself first place in this group by turning around and getting a win in the end. It is MaNa. Even just taking a map in this best of 3 could help him to secure that, actually. 2-0, 2-0, and then a map win in his loss would probably be first place guaranteed, actually. So yeah, even just one map might get it done for MaNa for first place, and then it would be Yakov and Sola scrapping for second place in the final match of the day. MaNa bottom left. Yakov upper left. Persephone, our battlefield. Game number 2. So guys, after today, we do have a 1-day break on the WardiTV October event. We'll be back on Tuesday with Group D. But tomorrow, of course, will be WardiTV Mondays. And we are going to try and start fitting in some of the Crank team game tournament replays in. I don't know when exactly we're going to do that, but that tournament's happening now, starting. So through the course of the next week, basically, we're going to have a lot of filler with the Crank replays. So we'll obviously keep you updated with that. The best of our ability, but that is something that will be happening. So yeah, just let you guys know about that one. Let's just have a few dronies mining away, hatching the pool coming up, getting settled down here for a few moments. So yeah, it's going to be a fun week, is what I'm thinking, because we're going to finish our WardiTV October. I am away Saturday and Sunday next weekend, but yeah, up until then, WardiTV October, Crank replays. We've got a couple of OSC things lined up as well, some King of the Hill and mid-season playoffs again, so it should just be a fun week overall. I'm looking forward to it. Taking a day off's not acceptable. Well, what can I do? I'm a scandalous StarCraft streamer. I took the monopoly on StarCraft 2, and now I just take 2 days off. How dare I? I know. Still waiting on Mr. Monopoly StarCraft guy to tell me, explain exactly what the deal is. He had the dirt on me apparently, but he's just disappeared since being asked for actual info. I can't believe he's not shown up. That or he's got a lot of dirt and it's taking a long time to type out. One or the other, you know. Dipped. And Pro B moving around. Voidray coming up. Getting settled in. It's because I'm married now. The wife enforces mandatory time off. Yeah. That's it, guys. There we go. The wife is just... I was trying not to say it, but if the wife's going to come in the chat and say it herself, then yeah. She's forcing me. Yeah. Queen's going about. Adept going to move around for a couple of moments as well, as we just take a couple of seconds here to get set up, figure out what we're doing. Twilight Council gateway, the warp gate coming over, and just going to be seeing the setup continuing. A couple of those gateways coming about. Twilight Council on the way, a Nexus building through as well. That Resonant Enclave's also in production, so just a little bit of all of that coming online for now. The Void Ray going to activate after the Overlord and going to go chase down for a little bit of time, looking for some damage. Void will kill the Overlord off. That's a nice grab. That's going to be Glaives from MaNa. We've seen a lot of Glaives in Game 2 today, but it's the first time it's from MaNa. It was Shameless that went Glaives in Game 2 a couple of times in the earlier series. So, kind of funky there. Let's just have a Nexus building by. The few drones coming up. The Roach Ronin is building. The couple of simulators coming through as well here currently. That Resonant Enclave is over halfway done. The Void Ray is still going after the Overlord. Going to be able to tag that, kill that. That Overlord dead already. So nice little kill on that one. Going to see the Void Ray able to get after the Zerglings, so able to go through Push those back. A couple of Adepts will be shading around as well. And again, the Oracle about halfway done with the Forge coming through also. Just for the moment. I used to get so excited about Starglaives. Nowadays, we don't even say it out loud. It's crazy. Deb's gonna actually commit to this shade. It's not feeling great when you got roaches on either side of you. The Adept's got a decent surround initially. Oh, sorry, the Ling's got additional surround on the Adepts initially as well. Not really ideal. We'll see a couple of drones already dropping. We've seen 6 workers being killed. Melee and the roach speed all building up. Yeah, 6 drones going down is very nice. The Oracle now activates, gets another drone, gets a grab. As the Baling Nest is on its way up, so we're seeing a little bit more of what Yakov wants to do here. Play into a little bit of the Ling Bane on the follow-up. 8 drones is brutal, though. It's a very nice time with the Adept Oracle in the end. Yeah, you give up a lot of units to do that, but it's maybe not the fastest damage either, but it is still damage. It still adds up. It still stacks up. And that's what counts the most at the moment. Salt Stalker there, and then the Ling's the other way. And +1 blink coming through, the Temple Archives coming up. It's going to see the Void Ray going to go in after the Queen for a couple of moments as well, so a little bit more damage going out there. Hydra Den is building. Again, melee, Bane speed, Roach speed coming through too. It's just a little bit of all of that on the way for the moment. This Nation just about getting away, peeling out of there for now. Storm will start from MaNa. So again, that Storm started as well, bringing that straight through here. Yeah, Stalker Oracle collecting in on the right-hand side. I think a couple creep tumors already, and the Queen stepping back. The rest of the Zerglings coming over as well. Some of those roaches still trying to get on top of the rest of the Stalkers, so again, trying to chase that down. Playing Hydra building, melee upgrade on the way through. And it's going to be a lot of good stuff on the way from Yakov, so pushing this back comfortably already feels pretty good for him, especially in a game where MaNa, I feel like it's been doing kind of fine, so yeah, gonna push back. But of course, MaNa's on his way to other things. He wasn't relying on these Stalkers doing crazy damage. He's already done a lot, like I say. He's on his way to Storm +2. His game state is looking good. What is interesting is how aggressive Yakov wants to be here. Bane speed finishing, and that seems to be an invitation for him to decide to attack. Swinging around to the left, and there's a base right there that you can maybe jump on very, very shortly. Bane's morphing, a couple of Ravagers coming through. Now we're just going to split apart a little bit. Going to take a dive onto that Nexus, onto this 4th base. Unit's out of position. MaNa had no idea this army was out over here, so we're out of position to begin with. Now going to be a little scared to kind of step into this kind of last second. We are going to see those Banes still rolling through as well. Couple High Templar. I'm just going to have to step a bit further back. The Baneling's still going down. Storms all across the Roach Hydra. Still Bane still coming through and connecting on those High Templar as well. Yakov just taking a great fight here. MaNa was not in position to deal with this at all, is what it comes down to. As you run down here, the problem is now MaNa's getting split up with the units, so the stack defense is going to become kind of targeted on its own. You can even just sit here and knock our way through the Robo facilities. They're easy targets, no stack defense near it. One Immortal on the left side, because there is actually a Robo in the natural as well. We had a lot of Robos built, but again, Yakov is just diving on individual units, and MaNa is in trouble as Yakov gets work done right off the bat here, does a great job of it. And again, Hive and the Lurker Den continuing to build through from him, so he's got a great follow-up behind this as well, as MaNa gets thrown off heavily, and especially losing 2 of his Robos. Like, don't get me wrong, he still has the 1, he's still cranking Immortals from it, but, you know, Lurker's coming out against less Immortals sounds like a good deal to me, so I think that's going to be a big positive in the end as well. Roaches move about, me and Hive coming through, the Lurker Den still building online, got a Hatchery coming up as well, the few extra Stalkers and so coming up, adding on the Immortal and everything else. And armor upgrade coming through, the Surge coming up as well for them Hydras. Again, that upgrade. What's it called again? It's called Nano Muscular Swell, yeah. just double checking I remember that one. I've not said it out loud for a while. He's going to swell his nano muscles to dive on this Protoss army. We're going to be seeing a couple storms. Trying to keep this back. A couple units getting through. Storm's scary enough to keep a lot of the Hydras away. Just a few of the Banes getting in there. There is a Baneling that's in there with those clumped up probes, by the way, and it finally connects. Now the Hydras come through. Prism goes down. MaNa is not going to survive through this, it seems. Corrosive Baal's going down as well. Well, he may. Stepping forward here and just jumping. I mean, he's going to stop the Hydras getting away. Only 7 workers went down. Felt like that was going to be even worse. We do get a lot of Stalkers trading with those Hydras. And we do get more Hydras reproducing as well. Yakov still not winning this game just yet. He's not won it yet, but still think he's holding a fine position as the trades continue by. And Hydra continue to go back over to the edges. Hydra Bane coming through, Slicing Spines coming up, Adrenal Glands, +1 missiles. Sorry, +2 missiles. A lot of upgrades, a lot of things that are going to make Yakov's life even nicer as the game gets deeper. And MaNa is just trying to get Immortals up, which... I don't know if I love the focus on Immortals right now. Like, you kind of need them, but at the same time, I feel like we need so much else as well. He does have a few Storms available, though, so that's going to help initially as Yakov going to roll through as the Storms finish up. So, nice timing of the Banes to kind of step forward there. It's just these Immortals are going to take so much damage off the Hydras. We're going to surge through this one. The Nanomuscular Swell letting us lunge in. And while we do take a lot of Storm damage, there is, as again, just no follow-up. Again, Storm doesn't solo things anymore. You need that follow-up after, and that's just not here. There's a few Stalkers left. Maybe they can take on the Hydras to some extent, but the reality, I think, is that this Nexus goes down. MaNa becomes a 3-base Protoss, and maybe Yakov doesn't need a fight right now. Maybe he can fall back and wait a bit longer. He has Link showing up too, and he is right in that he can indeed keep on going. GG, Yakov 2-0 MaNa, and after MaNa was 2-0 in the group, he's now going to be 2-1, and doesn't that just make things exciting as we go to the ZVZ? So the ZVZ is straight up a win and in. The winner goes to the playoffs, the loser is out between Solar and Yakov. And yeah, Solar's the favorite, but Yakov, he's got potential going into the ZVZ, and that was not necessarily going to be the case at the start of the day, as we'll get on over to NA and get ready to go into the Zerg on Zerg. Hi, go, and get this underway in a second. Alright, a couple of videos will come through as we get ready for this ZVZ, guys. So a couple of moments, Yakov and Solar. Winner will take the advance into the playoffs. So MaNa's scoreline is going to be 4-2 plus 2. MaNa has the head-to-head over Solar. So if Solar wins, MaNa is first, Solar is second. If Yakov wins any scoreline, he is first place and MaNa is second. So MaNa's kind of cheering on Solar here in the ZVZ. Yeah, basically, Solar cannot get first place. He can only get second, but Yakov can get first place. That's crazy. Alright, videos are coming through. We should have our maps in a few moments. Ruby Rock going to be our first map. I love how much this map's getting played. I've actually really grown to love it a lot more. To me, this was one of the quietly good maps in the TLMC. And I was like, I actually think I really like it, and it's been great. Glad we added it to our map pool. It's been fun to watch. I'll see if he's ready to go in a few moments, guys. Our lobby comes up for the opening game. Alright, Solar readies, Yakov readies. I lost somebody though. TKL just doesn't want to cast this. Alright, all good. Players are ready. I'm happy to go. Let's get this started. Let's get this underway, guys. In the bottom right-hand side, we're going to start things off with our red Zerg player. This is going to be Solar. Taking on the blue Zerg in the top left, we've got Yakov. Alright, Yakov in the top left, our blue Zergy. Solar in the bottom right, our red Zergy, Ruby Rock, our map battlefield for the last series of the day, guys. We get this underway. Get this started up. Get ready to roll. First server preference, it's Central, West, Central. So yeah, obviously Yakov's advantage slightly on the servers. He's Russian though, right? So servers kind of rough for him anyway on NA. So it's probably when you have Korea versus Eastern Europe, it's actually a lot more even overall. I think Central West Central is probably actually the fairest way to play, but we do still coin flip it. So yeah. Hey Wardy, to make this more interesting, why don't you co-cast with some other casters like ZG, Host, and Roddy Loco? Because those guys have jobs and things to do and streams to stream, and I would have to pay them, and we don't really have the money to pay them to come and cast. And also, when we do co-cast with people, typically the streams actually get less viewership when we co-cast, and they actually not only have less viewership, they also have less support attached to them. So co-casting usually is a downgrade, so we do it here and there. Austin oftentimes joins us for a Monday or so, but the thing with streaming is people oftentimes like... The thing with streaming is it's again this streaming versus being a caster argument, where like, when you talk about casting, co-casting is always preferable, right? People always prefer co-casting. But then this is a weird mix of like, I'm actually just streaming here and being the streamer here. Some people kind of prefer being solo, you know? So... yeah. Usually the best viewership comes from when I just solo cast, as surprising as that may be. How much do they cast for casting usually? Well, I mean, if it's like a one-off or something, like obviously Houston just joins us on the Mondays and he just streams on his channel and casts with me, right? But like, You know, ZG also doesn't have much reason to wake up at like 7 AM in the morning and come cast with us out of nowhere. And Roddy has his own stream. Like, the thing is, it's like... The thing is, it's just like, you're better off, usually, like, say me and Roddy are casting the same event, we're usually better off casting it each our own, even if we cast the same things, because people support more when you are solo casting. So you get more subs and donations and interaction when you're solo casting, because people really like that kind of interactivity. I don't know how much they... I mean, like, I have no idea. Like, if Roddy asked me to come and cast on his channel for a series or two, I probably wouldn't ask for anything, to be honest, as a one-off. But if it's a regular thing, then it's very different, right? So it's just a very interesting question, because, like I said, it kind of brings into the aspect of like the fact that it's streaming, being a streamer rather than being a caster again. So yeah. I'm gonna be there. Ling's gonna take some shots. Roach run coming up. Gonna be seeing the Banes on the way through. The Roach is coming over, and I'm just gonna be seeing the damage being done. Bane's going off. We lost a few drones here initially as solo, but he's definitely bouncing back so far. The resource lost is a little bit favorable to solo. He's killed a bunch of Lings, and just going to try and knock down a Baneling there. Feels like the Ling Bane phase of this game is going to be ending soon, especially as Roaches start to pop from Yakov, and you can maybe go across the map with Roaches. Solo is going to have Roaches of his own already arriving too, so everyone's going to have Roaches, and then we can really back and forth with Roaches. Pretty even supplies. Let's see if Yakov, just being the defender here, will be able to hold on no matter what. And as we get into this fight, a little bit of Ling Bane coming over as well. A couple of Roaches is going to be taking a few shots on the Banelings as the Roaches go back the other way and get shoved out of here. I'm going to get that Evolution Chamber going down on the front of the Natural, so we are looking for a follow-up as Yakov defends. Solo could realistically just kind of tack up himself right here. They're both still in pretty similar positions, so no one's really committed to anything that they can't move out of just yet. Everything's coming about, Roach is coming about, a couple of Overlords coming through, the drones coming in. Maybe seeing the hatch gas pool coming up as we do see the extra drones coming about. Roach is still building. Another idea, why don't you guys collectively run a tournament with your combined prize pool, like put some of Monday's tournament budgets along with, for example, Cranky Ducklings and others? It's the exact same reason, because people don't want to support, like, if we say, okay, so say like we make one bigger tournament, who's the mainstream for that? Someone's going to lose out, because if we're all casting the same thing, like, don't get me wrong, like, it may be better for me to solo cast than it is to co-cast, but that doesn't mean that it wouldn't be better for me to cast something that no one else is casting than something that everyone's casting, right? It just doesn't really work, unfortunately. Unfortunately for Yakov, this is not working either. His setup is going to be in some trouble. No, this is over. Solo just has a lot. Yakov was setting up for the long game. Like, he's getting missiles +1. Missiles +1, and then obviously the roach speed and stuff, and Solo's just like, kaboom, I'm here right now, let's fight and let's go. As, yeah, GG's. Solo takes game number 1 of the best of 3. Good start from him. But yeah, so the problem is, it's like, if we did a combined tournament, first of all, who takes on the admin work? Who like, who's the mainstream? Does everyone just get to stream it? There's just no benefit to it. Like, there's no... The unfortunate reality of StarCraft 2 right now is there's very little difference if we run a $400 cup to if we run, like, a $1,000 cup. Like, if you run it in the same format, it's gonna look the same. Like, there's not gonna be any extra players that sign up. Maybe Raynor shows up. Maybe WardiTV talks several. You know what I mean? Like, it's basically no different. So why then combine all the prize pools to make less content? Like, obviously, I want to give as much money to players as possible. I'm all about that. But I think it's healthy that there's multiple things to play in. Even if that comes... And, like, it's not like people don't run bigger events still. But the problem is, it's just the higher the prize money goes, the harder it is for people to make any money back from that, right? And that's what it really comes down to. Like, it's actually, you know, fairly reasonable for me to make money back off of my tournaments because we have the Patreon page. People subscribe, you know? I run a lot of ad revenue. When you combine that all together, I do some sponsors on the stream as well. Like, when you take all the revenue streams that come from me doing my own stuff, like, great, I can cover events, and hence we have events, right? You know, and the more people support and the better the stream goes, the more I can put into those. But if I start casting all the same stuff that we already cast, like, one of the big issues we've had over, like, the last couple of years, longer than that, like 3 years, let's say, is that, you know, a lot of people start just casting everything, right? So when I used to be the mainstream for WTL, now there's like 4 people always casting WTL in English. I know WTL's not a thing right now, but just as an example, or Kung Fu Cups, right? Like, I would be the main English stream in the past, which was really nice because it meant that I would have an extra stream every week where I was the mainstream and I got my mainstream viewership, and I was able to turn that revenue into money for my events. And one of the reasons I had to take money out of my events is because when it came to doing events that weren't my own, there's always 3 other English casters, so the viewership is less, and if the viewership is less, then I'm making less money, and so I can't supplement my own tournament streams with that. So it doesn't really have, there's not really a way to like collaborate, and doesn't really help with any of that. It basically just adds to the same problem, where you're basically giving up your own kind of, you know, chance to be your mainstream on your event. You're giving that up to then work with others, and it's not that I don't want to work with others or anything, it just, the numbers just don't make sense, right? It just doesn't work. So yeah, it's unlucky, and like I said, I'm always down to try stuff out, but I think me and Harston cast on the Mondays when he just joins in for a few games and stuff once a week is pretty fun, and I think anything else is... Yeah, I think it's actually nice for the bigger events to actually just hire casters and actually have casting, you know, that'd be one of the things about bigger, proper events where they actually just hire caster pairs and stuff, you know? So... yeah. It's just very interesting. Like I say, all of us would love to be, you know, there'd be a big ass ESL tournament. We all just cast together every week and we just get paid to cast it. You know, that would be preferable. But instead, we all have to carve our own way on our own streams, and we all do our own streams differently, and that just means that we don't really, you know, it doesn't really make sense to overlap super frequently, you know. But the good news is that people can make it work by just doing their own stream and stuff, so, you know, we're able to keep on being here, and, you know, for me, it's enough to keep on running tournaments. And I know I don't run the biggest tournaments in the world or anything, but as always, as much as the stream grows, more we'll do as well. Also, obviously, I mentioned earlier, just as we're at the start of the ZVZ, we did make a couple of announcements today, guys. So, WardiTV Korean Royale Season 4 has been announced. $3,500 will take place throughout November. I know a lot of people are very passionate about supporting the Korean players specifically, so if anyone wants to add to the Korean Royale prize pool specifically, and you want to reach out to me and talk to me about that or something, you're absolutely welcome to. But that event is going to happen in November, so that is a thing. We did crowdfund the previous 3 seasons of Korean Royale, but we didn't do any crowdfunding for it this time, so it's a bit of a smaller prize pool than it used to be. But if you're passionate about the Korean Royale specifically and want to support it, just let me know. Similarly, the WardiTV 2025 Championship has been announced. That's going to be running with a $5,000 baseline prize pool. And what we will be doing for the 2025 championship is we'll be doing it kind of similar to what Pig does for his bigger tournaments, where basically throughout the tournament, you guys will be able to support and all donations will go to the prize pool. Our goal is to double up the prize money. So that's asking a lot. I'm not sure if we'll make that because it's something we haven't really tried to do before. But that is the goal. That will be taking place throughout December, our end-of-year championship with some fun format and stuff as well. So just in case, yeah, I mean, I literally just put them on TL. I haven't even really tweeted about them or anything, but those things have been announced. There's stuff for you guys to look forward to. Like I say, if you're interested in putting a donation into either of those, feel free to message me. You know, putting money in ahead of time is really nice because it means I can convince better players to play if this prize pool raises significantly. I know I only say it because some people out there sometimes are like, hey, yeah, I'd really love to do something. Or I'd really love to support that. And you know, they come in and throw some money in or something. So, yeah, that's why I say it. Otherwise, those events are coming up. It'll be a bunch of fun, I'm sure. Roach run coming up. We got a couple of roaches on the way through. The CVC's pretty peaceful for the first few moments. Solo leading the series 1-0 again. Winner of this matchup goes straight to the playoffs. So Yakov needs to win now back-to-back games. I think Blizzard's slowly releasing the balance patch, independent from the balance council, is a good sign. You're hopeful for another EWC and hopefully other Premier tournaments. I don't know, to be honest. Like, the balance council was just a thing of ESL. Like, the balance council was a way for ESL to basically take feedback from players and to help funnel ideas and changes. Honestly, people read into the balance council way more than it ever really was. Like, the balance council is no more of a thing. Was so much less of a thing than people made it out to be. It's such a dumb concept. But yeah, like, honestly, not really. Like, I think there was always still going to be patches. I don't know, like, I don't know if that's going to mean that there is EWC or Premier events coming. I think it's literally just there's patches and now ESL's not there. The intern kind of decided to make some changes based on his own stuff and what he read instead of instead of asking the pros, you know? So, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It's obviously, it's nice we get patches, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily indicative that we're going to get EWC and stuff like as a... Like, obviously it helps EWC because it's like, hey, look, we're updating the game. It's not dead. But, like, you know, we're really talking about bare minimum here. And, like, the reality is I think a patch every year is a pretty bare minimum expectation anyway. So, yeah, I'm not sure about that. We're going to get through. Ling getting chased the other way. Commuters coming up, the roach speed coming about, and the drones coming online as well. It's just gonna have +1 missiles, overload speed, and roach speed coming through too. You know, okay, yeah, I brought up the balance council. This really makes me think. This really makes me laugh a bit. People are so adamant, like they hate the balance council. They hate the idea that the pro players deciding the balance ruined the game and all this. But like, people really thought that the StarCraft team didn't ask pros their thoughts on how to improve the balance of the game before the balance council. ESL just put a name on it, so like they could be like, hey guys, instead of Blizzard making the changes, it's the balance council, you know, because we don't want to put the ESL name on it. And people are like, oh my goodness, it's a council. Like, it's like guys, it's a Discord server. There's not some guy with a freaking gavel who's like, like, law and order, this is it. Councilors, vote on your changes right now. Oh, yeah. It's not changing the game for anyone but the pros. But that's why ESL were ahead of it all, because they also looked at it from the overall point of view of, like, the game aspect. The thing is, Blizzard still improved the... Like, Blizzard did the exact same kind of changes based on pros. Like, Blizzard were not balancing around casual play either. Right? Like, it's not like when Blizzard were doing things like, oh man, Bronze League Timmy's struggling with Storm. We better do something about that. Like, no! They also didn't balance around the low leagues. At all, in the slightest. Like, why would you not balance the game around the pros? If you're not a pro level at the lower level, you're just, like, you can just play the game. Like, the balance doesn't actually matter because you can just get better. Unless the game is literally unfun to play. And if that was the case, why are so many people still playing it? Like, you know? So I'll just get a... what would have been there? 9 drones lost for him in this game. The mute is out for Yakov. He's going into Roach Ravager behind it. Solo's prepping with not just Hydras, but Lurkers on the way through too. As we get a rolling. I see a couple Queens going to be there. The mutas get turned around. Just going to get pushed out over to the other side. For the moment. Only balancing around the pros, how you end up with a dead game. Sure, but like... I don't know, like, maybe if you read out the changes, I'll change my mind, but like, off the top of my head, I don't think I ever looked at some changes of like, yep, that's it, you know what, they've overlooked the small guy once again, you know, like the changes that get made are just broad changes, like, I don't know if it really impacts the low level. If the game isn't for low level, people just won't play it because stuff like Widow Mines and so on. Yes, I don't disagree, but these things are in the game and they still exist. You know why? Because every race has their own thing that goes boom and kills a bunch of stuff all at once. It's not like every race, it's not like one race has all the fun toys. Like every, like, get Banelings. You know how satisfying it is to watch your Banes roll into a Terran that can't micro? Meanwhile, you know how fun it is to watch your Widow Mine hit all the Lings? Like, you talk about these things as though each race also doesn't have its own amount of fun attached to it in different ways, you know? That's an interesting discussion, but like I say, I really just don't think, like, at the end of the day, my point specifically is that calling it the Balance Council, people are really against, when the reality is that pros have been consulted about the balance of the game for a very long time before that, and no one ever cared back then, so... It's just funny how you put a name on something and then suddenly it's an issue, right? Yakov has been doing interestingly in these trades as the ZVZ goes on behind this discussion. You have a couple of biles coming down as we try and play zoning. I mean, the problem for Yakov is that Solo is getting to a better and better composition. The more lurkers that step onto this map, the better off he is. Yakov has played just Roach Ravager. He's got no further tech. He's got a Hydra Den down, but like he's not on Hive. He's not on his way to Hive. He's got an Infestation Pit, but... Okay, he's on his way to Hive and Lurker Den now, but that's obviously playing catch-up. Solo has a lot of time to take Lurker advantage, and also add some Vipers, so that when, you know, Yakov gets to Lurkers of his own, Solo absolutely has ease of access to Vipers and energy on those Vipers to be able to take good fights when it comes to the Lurker versus Lurker war. Trying to fight in from that left-hand side. That's going to be seeing a little bit of back and forth here as we just have the... Yakov, I mean, I like what Yakov's doing in terms of trying to apply pressure and so, but Solo's holding on very neatly and tightly so far. He's very comfortably on these 4 bases, losing an extractor here, but that's really about it at the moment. The Lurker Den is about to finish from Yakov. Like I say, he still gets to take out the Hive, and he still needs to get Lurker upgrades to truly make them great. And the Roaches trying to run into this mineral line. The couple of Hydra's going to go in after the Overseer as well, trying to make their way through that as a couple of those Roaches keep on going down. Good cleanups from Solo. I mean, Yakov lost a lot of supply here. Now Solo's got a lot of supply in return. And if he pushes right now, he has that Lurker advantage of just having Seismic Spine. So even if Yakov can get a couple of Lurkers up, he's not necessarily in an okay position just because he made those. I do think maybe Solo could have added a couple of Vipers. I mentioned them once. They're just going to be super powerful. I think if he saw his opponent building Lurkers, he would. You can already see Yakov adds a Viper now that he's on Hive Tech. But, yeah, I mean, that's my only real criticism, because otherwise I think Solo's in a fine spot. He pulls some units back here, will play a bit defensively, while also pushing down the left-hand side with a bunch of other units. Looking to take advantage right now as he comes along the other way. And, yeah, I mean, this is a base that Yakov cannot really defend, because he has no real easy way to deal with the Lurkers. Like I say, one Viper's still going to need to get energy before it can do much here. Blinding Cloud might give you a shot, but... this is looking worse and worse, and the army from Yakov that was on the right side is getting pushed back as well, so that's now going to be Solo collapsing on 2 different sides, with Lurkers basically about to be sieging the natural entry points. Means that you're not going to be able to come out of there anymore. We do try and just run in on the right side and jump onto that smaller portion of Solo's army. That's probably the right idea. Lurkers burrow again. Lurkers coming in from the right side. Like, the supply from Yakov is plummeting. Solo is looking great. We are going to get to... I mean, there's a nice Blending Cloud again. That's why the Lurkers, Vipers are going to be nice. It's just too far gone. Solo going to get the 2-0, the better player on the ZVZ. Yakov was the man to stop MaNa, but Solo was the man to get to the playoffs. as he bounces back from his loss to MaNa earlier, and Solar will enter the top 8 of the competition. And that should be MaNa first, Solar second, because they should be both 2 and 1. But MaNa has that first place, that head-to-head advantage over Solar, and they have same map score, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, MaNa first place, Solar second place. It's on the Wikipedia. Let's show you guys this and confirm our final placement of this group. So, MaNa in first and Solar in second. Like I say, same map score on the day, but because it's everything else is tied, MaNa beats Solar head-to-head. So MaNa will take first place, and so he joins Rogue and Hero in terms of first place finishes in their group. And then he's currently set up to play either Gumiho, Spirit, or of course potentially second place from Group D. If I'm MaNa, I'm pretty happy about that, because Hero, Rogue, or likely Beyond seems like a much worse deal, so yeah, I think MaNa's going to be pretty happy about this, as that is how things looked. Wardy, is it better for you if we watch on YouTube or Twitch? It does not matter to me. You watch wherever is better to you. What's important to me is you guys watch where you guys enjoy watching. So you guys watch wherever you want to watch. Like, you know, that's just up to you, honestly. Like, there's, you know, I run more ads on Twitch, so like it probably helps me more on Twitch. But like, just watch where you want to watch. I'm not gonna dictate where you guys should watch based on a few you know, bits of money, you know, a few dollars here and there. So you think the game's decently balanced, all things considered? I agree too. I think, just to cap off my point, guys, my entire point of the whole thing is that the entire point I was trying to make is that, yes, I don't think you should just forget about lower level players, but the reality is that consulting pro players about what to change and what to patch is something that's happened since like since Legacy of the Void launch, at least, you know? Like, they used to literally fly people out before BlizzCons and hold summits, which was not just about the future of StarCraft. They literally had balance discussions there, you know? Like, like, this is no different to what the Balance Council was. Just instead of being in a conference room in Anaheim, it was on a Discord channel, you know? And it was called the Balance, Council. Like, people got real riled up about this guy, and it's so great now. People are like, StarCraft's back, the council is gone. Like, the intern hasn't read what the pros are thinking and saying to make these changes. Like, you know, like, I don't know what to say. Like, at the end of the day, like, yes, StarCraft has a lot of frustrating things to play against, but that's what makes StarCraft good, and everyone has frustrating things to play against on every matchup and every race. Like, yeah, I freaking hate when I get stormed and not watching. You know what? You know what brawlers hate? When I widow mine them, or when I EMP everything, or when I drop in 2 places and they don't see a drop. You know what I mean? Like, that's also freaking frustrating. The entire point of StarCraft is frustrating. You know, you can say, "Oh, widow mines are so annoying." Like, they're impossible. Like, but everything in StarCraft is super difficult to play against because it's just a naturally fast game. You know, it's just a naturally quick-moving game. Like that's how the game is. You can't really change that part of it, so... I get baited by chat again? No, I'm just discussing things, no. The game was made faster in Legacy of the Void. Yes, because, I mean, yes, they improved the game in Legacy of the Void by making it faster, yes. The game specifically in Legacy of the Void got faster in the sense of you start with more workers. Which is great, because if you get your mineral line blown up by widow mines, you can go into the next game and be set up faster than you would have done if you had to spend 10 minutes building up from a 6 worker start. So yeah, they made the game more fun by making the game faster in Legacy of the Void. Like, mines already existed, banelines already existed, storm already existed. Like, you know, these things already were there. The main thing they changed in Legacy was 12 worker start, which literally gives you... Like, yeah, it speeds up the point where you can die, but it just speeds up the point where you can get into the next game and go again. Like, it removed, like, a pointless period of the game. Now, some people disagree with that, but to you, I say... Well, to you, I say, honestly, just go and play a 6 worker mod and just actually tell me it's better. I can't believe it. I can't possibly believe it. I've had this discussion so many times. That's why Battle Aces was so fun. Rip Battle Aces. Battle Aces was just fun in general. That was a good game. Yakov did not make it. No, but Yakov finishes 3rd place, right? So he still gets some prize money on the day, so congrats to him for that. Yeah. So yeah, like I say, guys, we announced a couple of things. I'm going to wait for some ads to run. I'm just going to mention a couple of things at the end here. But the ads are already playing because they were going to play anyway, so... When will I cast the crank, Tony? Can you hear me, Yoghu, or do you want me to wait for the ads to be done? I'm probably just gonna wait 90 seconds as well. I'm gonna mention on my outro anyway. In terms of what the plan kind of is for the next little bit, so yeah. You can hear me, no ads. I'm just gonna wait a minute because, like I said, I'm gonna do it all on the outro little speech I've got anyway. But I just want the ads to play out, and I'll do a little bit of a wrap up or so. The Wikipedia pass for upcoming games hasn't been updated since like March. What do you mean? The Wikipedia? What page? This bit? Like upcoming matches? Or something else? I don't know if there's a different page to this, to be honest, but... One sec. Sure. It might just be that they're not updating it because they just have the thing on the front page now instead. So they just don't update the whatever page you're looking at. Ethan made an interesting case by saying pros should never be involved in balance changes because of that bias for their race. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree on that. Obviously, like, pros are going to be biased. Like, but at the same time, you need to listen to what pros are saying. You need someone to listen to what pros are saying and then be able to filter out the bias a bit and decide what's good. And that's what ESL had. ESL had a guy that was doing the, doing the balance, was holding the flag and just basically taking pros' idea. And there's a little bit more pro-focused, I guess, but like everyone's going to be biased. The problem is if you let one side be more biased than the others, you know? What's up, Who's Sly? Thank you so much for the 80 minutes resub. Alright, guys, I was just waiting for the ads to finish up to talk about a couple of things. To basically let you guys know what's coming up and what's happening. So, I'm live for the next 5 days. So then tomorrow's going to be WardiTV Mondays, and then we're going to be having WardiTV October on Tuesday, OSC King of the Hill on Wednesday, OSC Mid-Season Playoffs on Thursday, and on Friday the WardiTV October Playoffs. Now, we are going to be combining a lot of those streams. We're going to be combining a lot of those streams. Yes, WardiTV Monday is actually on a Monday. It's going to be like that for the rest of the year, guys, believe it or not. We're going to be combining a lot of those streams with the Crank replays. Probably nothing tomorrow, if I had to make a guess. Depends how long our Monday Cup takes. If our Monday Cup's like 3 hours, we might do a couple hours of the Crank replays. I'm not really sure, but basically what you can expect if you want to watch the Crank Team League games is they're pretty much going to be added on to the end of each of our streams. So basically every day we're going to do the thing that we've got going on and then the Crank games. And I'm not necessarily going to match Crank day for day what he does. So, like, I may not cast all of day 1 games the first time I cast it. I'm not sure. Whereas Crank Live, he's on Chiswick. CHZZK. It's a Korean streaming platform, which is why we can't cast this tournament live either. So yeah, that's what's going on there. That's where you can catch his event. But yeah, so I don't have a set time because I don't know A, when I'm getting the replays even, and B, I don't have, like, because of that, I don't have like a. It's really tough right now to just be like, hey, 5 days in a row, we're just gonna set up replay casts, you know. And because of the format, I think by the time we do replays, it's gonna be pretty quick because they're casting, like, you know, they're doing like each series is like is best of 1, so it's like 4 best of 1s, so like it's like 12 maps or something, unless they get ace maps, in which case it's like a max of 15 maps. So by the time we do replays and we kind of move through it more quickly, I don't want to just like set that up as so it's probably just going to be like extra on top of the rest of the streams. I know that's not ideal for like tuning in and being like, oh, I'm going to come watch that. But it's probably going to be what we dip into, just extend the streams a bit this week. So, again, I'll be live Monday through Friday with a variety of things. I have Crank replays written down. I just need to actually... I'm probably just going to be doing them after each and every time, pretty much. So, that's what's going on there. I'm away next Saturday and Sunday, and that's the last time I'm away. And like I said, I've already filled up a lot of scheduling stuff. I probably move a couple of things that I've scheduled early today because I need to make a little bit of family time, probably. I've just done like a rough plan for now. But the general consensus is, guys, coming up in November is going to be the WardiTV Korean Royale. So we've just announced this today. You guys can look at this beautiful content not available in my region. This is the Korean Royale logo. It's just, you know, you can't see it because, you know, the UK sucks. But Korean Royale announced $3,500. So $3,500. And, yeah, that's going to be going on throughout November, basically, TLDR. So, WardiTV Korean Royale throughout November. That's $3,500. So that's going to be one of our main things. There's going to be 8 days of action plus 2 qualifiers for that. So, 6 days of groups, 2 days of playoffs. Follows a similar format to the previous WardiTV Korean Royale. So that's going to be happening throughout, like I say, November, from November the 4th for the first qualifier till November 22nd to wrap up the playoffs. And then we also announced earlier today the WardiTV 2025 Championship. This is also an image that's not allowed to load if you're in the UK. But basically, that's going to be a $5,000 base prize pool, a couple of qualifiers at the end of November, and we will have a bunch of qualifiers, and this goes into a big event. So, this is our end-of-year championship, and what that means is that at the end-of-year championship, we have the... Actually, I'm going to show you this one on Wikipedia. So, on the end-of-year championship, we obviously have a bunch of different things going on. So we have some players qualified into the championship bracket. Obviously, we're going to confirm if these guys want to play. They're going to play seeding matches to get seeded into either the upper bracket semis. Like, you can get seeded all the way over here. And this is because these guys have won events that we have been running throughout the year. So we are rewarding them for their ability to show up in other WardiTV tournaments and they get a big seed. So anyone can play because there's open qualifiers. But doing well in WardiTV tournaments throughout the year will give you the chance to start much deeper in the tournament and all of that goodness. So I actually think it looks pretty darn cool. There's going to be obviously the group stage, and then the groups will also seed you into different portions of the bracket. So first place and winning your group is actually super important because you skip 2 rounds of the upper bracket, which is obviously very nice. You're guaranteed to start worst case lower bracket round 2. So yeah, it's a little bit complex maybe, but like I'm excited for it. It's our big end-of-year championship. We're going to be crowdfunding a little bit to try and up that prize money for it as well. It's going to be fun. So that's what we announced earlier today. That's what we've got coming up. If that sounds exciting to you and you want to support WardiTV tournaments, check out the Patreon page at patreon.com/WardiTV. 100% of anything you pledge on Patreon goes to tournament prize pools. We're currently sitting at $923 a month on Patreon, which is amazing. You know, that's so much money we can put into, you know, tournaments throughout the year, and we do so. You know, we've run a lot of events this year already. If you guys want to continue supporting and support further, the Patreon page is truly the best way to support tournaments specifically. Because like I say, we make sure that anything that comes through on Patreon is a tournament prize pool money. Like I say, we do not mess around in that regard. Obviously, when you sub, we take a bit of sub money, we put that into prize pools. You know, you watch ads, we put ad money into prize pools, but if you want to make sure everything you're given goes to a tournament prize pool, the Patreon is the place to be. So check that out at patreon.com/WardiTV. Other than that, like I say, I'm going to be live throughout this week with a variety of events, so I'll see you guys there for that. And we will find someone to host. I don't know if anyone's live right now, to be honest, but we'll try and find someone to host. And, yeah. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the WardiTV Monday event. That is the plan around. Is this the Basilisk invite tournament? I don't know. Like, apparently Roddy has been teasing some Basilisk thing, but I've got no idea what's going on with any of that. So yeah, I've got no clue. I'm just running events over here. I'm just doing WardiTV stuff. So yeah, I've got no idea what else is going on. Alrighty guys, thanks for listening to a little bit of yapping at the end. I actually apparently yapped enough to run another round of ads, so I'm going to do that because every time we run ads it helps the stream. So I'm going to do that one more time, and then I will see you guys tomorrow for WardiTV Mondays. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.